purple blotches are breaking out on the backs of your hands. What if we pop them in someone's mouth?
Once Daddy got the equipment, that was her off, and her words were, "I'm now a gamer," and she's been playing it and having a time of her life. Also, it's something she can play with her friends and not be excluded. She's now in the mainstream, playing games with mainstream children. She's now like her friends. Or her and her dad will sit and play football. It's just having fun. And it's lovely to watch. Absolutely lovely to watch. I just think SpecialEffect are amazing, and what they've done for Jade has been amazing. And thank you. Thank you so, so much.
So my name's Dan Perkins, and at the age of 37, I was diagnosed with motor neurone disease, which was obviously a huge shock. I've been a very fit and active person. I was a triathlete. Yeah, it was an enormous impact, as you can imagine. But very quickly sort of decided to take a very positive outlook and make the most of every opportunity that was presented to me. I think it was my wife that told me about a charity that could help me to continue to play computer games. Yeah, just got in touch, and it's been an amazing journey ever since. So I initially played a game using various adaptive controllers, and as my mobility has decreased over the years, we went on to more sort of voice controlled. Then my voice has deteriorated, so now we've been doing some really amazing work with iPhone controller. And it's so liberating for me. No matter what MNG throws at me, the guys at SpecialEffect come up with solutions to allow me to still play games, which has been fantastic. It's given me independence. It's given me an escape. They're always there if I'm struggling with any aspect. They're there to help. And I look at my civilization, demonstrate everything that I'm doing. Constantly so amazed that I can do what I do. And it's like I say, it's a wonderful escape. And I think I set them quite challenging tasks. And that, is there a way I can still play this sort of game or another sort of game, despite the fact that I'm just controlling it with my eyes, and they are always up for the challenge, and always there to help make something happen, rather than telling me things are impossible. So they've been a really important part of my journey with MND.
My name is Peter. I've got primary progressive MS. I spent the first part of this year in hospital with pneumonia, which is why I ended up with a tracheostomy. And one of the lovely nurses in intensive care, she told me about SpecialEffect, and they came out to the hospital. They set up a tablet for me. I tried it and there's been no looking back. It's been amazing. I've got the chin control joystick which clamps to the table so I can move the cursor, and then I've got a button which is like clicking a mouse. Now I've got full access to a tablet. I've got full support whenever I need it. It's been life-changing for me. When I was in hospital, I was able to use WhatsApp and send my wife a message just to say good morning. And she said it was lovely. It's the first message she'd had of me for 6 years, which made her day. She thought it was amazing. So having the tablet just gave me a whole new world. Gave me loads and loads of freedom. Games are important. I play a lot of games like backgammon, Othello, and jigsaw puzzles and that sort of stuff, because you're stuck in the chair all day and it keeps your brain active. SpecialEffect is absolutely first class. It's an amazing charity and it's giving freedom to so many people. I'd just like to say a big thank you, because yeah, you give me my life back.
My name's Will. I'm a C4 tetraplegic following a cycling accident in July 2012. I got back into gaming in 2013 when I found out about SpecialEffect. The first time I came, I really didn't know what to expect. I've been playing a lot of games prior to my accident, and of that, FIFA was one of the main games I had played, and literally within half an hour we had the shoulder switches and had FIFA set up. I've got movement of the shoulders, limited hand movement. So I've got 2 shoulder switches. They can be set up for whichever trigger button you need them for. For example, you've got X on one shoulder, circle on the other. So for FIFA that's 2 button modes, and chin control, like the one I use for my chair, on the analog stick to control the ball. I was quite fortunate that after I'd been to visit SpecialEffect the first time, I took all the equipment home with me, and it gave me a couple of months to actually get to grips with, whether it's something that I was going to enjoy and something that was going to be suitable for my needs, and it certainly was. And then I got the links to purchasing the right equipment. Games are another aspect of the life that I had prior to my accident, and a real social occasion. Great to be competitive with friends or just to pass time myself. When I was in hospital, I was seeking advice as to what would still be possible, and I had been told that.
Hello friends, welcome back to hour 7. I just bumped the table, sorry. Hour 7 of Tom's Jumbo Gaming Marathon Extravaganza. We're supporting SpecialEffect, who are a wonderful, wonderful charity who, at their core, help disabled children play video games. But they do some other fantastic things. They use eye tracking technology to help children learn and communicate. They do stuff to help combat isolation, where children might be stuck in hospital, might be stuck at home, unable to leave their home, so they can still participate and still be present with all their friends. They do a whole load of great stuff. And I'm really, really pleased to be supporting them again. And thank you so much, everybody who's been supporting this year and all previous years. Really, really appreciate it. If you do want to make a donation, you can just click this link here. It's legit, I promise. And you can send any amount you'd like to support SpecialEffect. And here is how their money can help. So check them out. And if you want to throw some money at the charity, they'd very, very greatly appreciate it. Now we are moving on to, here we are, House of Hell Fighting Fantasy. We're doing a digital version of it because I can't be bothered turning the pages for real life. Plus, I already need this plugged in for the next segment anyway. So here we are. House of Hell is a fighting fantasy game book, an interactive adventure in which you, me, are the hero. You can only win by choosing the correct path, finding equipment, avoiding traps, and surviving combat. House of Hell is a little different from other fighting fantasy adventures. You start your adventure unarmed, with no provisions or potions, and you have to avoid being frightened to death. Well, before starting House of Hell, you must choose from one of 3 difficulty settings. Right, what are we going to go for? It's designed for optimum challenge on hardcore and adventure. Okay. Let's see. So, hardcore, you play as designed. Nothing's been changed from the printed version. Starting skill is calculated by rolling a dice. Blah, blah, blah. Adventurer, with a little help. Look, starting it is 2d6 plus 24, and your maximum fear is calculated by... There's no skill penny at the beginning of the event. Shall we go... Shall we go with as intended, or should we go... No, let's go a bit easy. Adventurer. We also get bookmarks, though, so that's like your fingers in the page. If you think, oh, I might have made a bad decision, we can go back to it. But we're going to do that. I think we're going to go with Adventurer difficulty. Thank you very much. You have chosen Adventurer mode. Before embarking on your adventure, you must first determine your own strengths and weaknesses to see how brave, lucky, and resourceful you are. You must use dice to determine your initial skill, stamina, and luck scores. Your skill score reflects your general fighting expertise, the higher the better. Your starting skill is determined by rolling a single die and adding 6. Let's do it. We rolled 6. It didn't land on 3. I didn't nudge the table afterwards, but we got 6. Well done, us. Okay, next do your stamina. Your stamina score reflects your general constitution, your will to survive, your determination and courage. The higher your stamina score, the longer you'll be able to survive. Strike stamina is determined by rolling 2 dice and adding 24 to that number. Let's roll. We got a good roll. The table didn't get nudged there. It didn't get nudged first time. Don't know what you're saying. There we go. Good stamina. Now roll for luck. Your luck score indicates how naturally lucky a person you are. Luck and evil are facts of life in the devilish domain you're about to explore. Your starting luck is determined by rolling 1 die and adding 6 to that number. We got 6! It didn't land on 1. You thought it did. Your eyes were playing a trick on you. We rolled a 6. Easy. Easy, this isn't it? Now finally, your fear. In addition to ensuring your stamina never drops to 0, order to survive your adventure. I think it should say in order to survive, right? In House of Hell, you must also avoid being frightened to death. Roll 1 die and add 9 to determine your fear. This total will give you the maximum fear score that you can bear, so we want a high one then. Your fear score is the number of points you can take before being frightened to death. So alright, let's roll. We got 6! Genuinely got a 6. Fear is 15. Good. Good luck. You'll need it. Okay. Sounds ominous. Should we get on with it? Should we get on with it? The rain spatters the windscreen relentlessly. You can see no more than a watery gloom as you strain forwards over the steering wheel to see the road ahead. Although the wipers flap valiantly, they are fighting a losing battle as the rain drives harder and harder. Your foot eases off the accelerator. The headlights struggle to light up the road. Damn! You curse the white-haired old man who sent you off along this bumpy track. Probably he meant the second turning on the left, or even a right turning, the old fool. Perhaps this is his idea of a joke. After all, didn't you notice a mischievous glint in his eye, something vaguely sinister? But what sort of nonsense is this? So you've taken a wrong turn and got caught in a downpour in the night. The rain will ease off soon. It can't possibly keep up this deluge for long, and then you'll be able to... Watch out! Who doesn't love a valiant flap? You spin the wheel frantically to the left to avoid the figure who, from nowhere, shows up in the headlights. The car bumps and jolts as it bounces over the rocky roadside and thumps into a ditch. You collect your thoughts. You are unhurt, but shaken. Then you remember what has happened. The body. You must have hit the figure which appeared. There was no way you could have avoided him. You spring out of the car, praying that he is still alive. Your clothes soak up the rain as you hobble back to the road. In the darkness, it is difficult to see anything, but there's no sign of a body. You consider the situation. Are you certain that it was someone and not a trick of the light? Yes, you can remember the arms held up in fright as the car collided, and the look of anguish on his face. His face. There was something familiar about that face. A man you recognise, Ed. An old man with white hair. He was the one who gave us the wrong directions. Your heart leaps. No, impossible! With a shiver of fear, you race back to the car, jump inside, force the key into the ignition, and twist it violently. Oh, God! The starter coughs, splutters, and dies. You hit the key again, but this time a single shudder is all the engine can manage. You grasp the wheel with your hands and shake it desperately as if to force some life into the car. But the battery is dead. Your car is certainly not budging from the ditch tonight. Your situation is hopeless, but now the plight of your car is paramount. Where can you get help? You passed a garage at Minglefoot, but that was some 20 miles away. As if in answer, a light appears in the distance. Someone has switched on a bedroom light. What a stroke of luck! It was at least 15 miles back that you'd passed the last house, and you happened to have broken down just a short distance from someone's home. You button up your coat and open the door. From outside the car, you can see the building more clearly. Just ahead, on the left, a drive winds up to a large house. It's a good 5 minutes walk away, and by the time you reach it, you will be drenched. But how else can you call the garage? You can't afford to miss tomorrow's appointment. No, go you must. Anyway, you'll probably be able to dry off inside phoning the garage. You slam the door, turn up your collar and set off for the house. A flash of lightning lights it up clearly for you, but in your preoccupation with the rain, the warning from above is wasted on you. The house is old, very old, and in a shocking state of repair. The light in the window is flickering, most likely an oil lamp, certainly not electric, and you don't notice a fact that might have turned you back anyway. There is no telephone line going to the house. As you climb the steps to the front door, little do you realise what fate has in store for you. Tonight is going to be a night to remember. Ooh, shall we have a look at our adventure sheet, guys? This is it here. You can't see much of it because I'm in the way. Shall I make myself a little smaller? Shall I make myself a little smaller for now? Just for now. Boo! Hello, I'm tiny now. we don't have to talk like that. Right, but we'll do that so you can see my adventure sheet. So there I am, 34 stamina. Wow, unheard of. 12 skill, 12 luck, 0 out of 15 fear. We're doing well. Right, let's turn over. You climb the creaking steps up to the front door and pause to catch your breath. Even though you ran all the way up the drive from the car, you are soaked through. Your feet are particularly wet. Judging by the number of puddles you stepped into in the dark, the drive needs a small fortune spending on repairs. But under the porch, you are out of the storm, and you brush the rain from your clothes before turning toward the door. Here's the house. It looks spooky, doesn't it? Looks spooky. It's my name. I mean, it could be. It could be. We'll see. If I get injured, I could just pour some green liquid on my hand, perhaps. That'll do. Will that do? The rain is still pelting down, but an eerie silence hangs in the air. No lights are on downstairs. You step back off the porch to check the upstairs window, which attracted your attention earlier. Nothing. No lights. The whole place seems to be deserted. But then you remember the time. 5 minutes to midnight. Everyone in the house has probably gone to bed. An owl hoots in the distance and a shiver runs down your spine. The situation is a little scary. Here you are, in the middle of nowhere, at some strange run-down old house, about to wake up whoever lives inside at midnight. They certainly won't be too pleased. But you have no choice if you're going to make your appointment tomorrow. You must reach a telephone to call for help. You step up to the front door. What is this appointment we've got? What's so important? We're seeing like a bum doctor. We're seeing I've got something, a growth in my bum, doctor. And they have a look. They're like, excuse me, Tom, that's just a poo. That's a poo inside your bum. You just need to shit that out. What? That's what that is? Yeah, I mean, what have you been doing for 41 years? Well, I don't know. That's 41 years worth of poo then, because nothing's ever come out of my bum. Like, oh my goodness, it's massive. Then finally they managed to extract it, and it turns out I'm only 2 feet tall. The rest of it was just poo stretching out my body. Maybe that's what the appointment is. Maybe it's a different appointment. I don't know. Perhaps we'll find out. From the left-hand side of the house, a dull glow catches your attention. A light has been turned on. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least someone is awake. You consider your options. There is an elaborate knocker in the middle of the door and a bell pull hanging down to the left. We do like knockers, guys, in this house. We do like knockers. Will you rap the door with the knocker? Will you pull the cord? Or we could creep round the house to investigate the light. Shall we be a bit creepy? I think we could be a bit creepy. Let's turn to 289. Shall we make a bookmark first? Oh, I don't mean that. There, position has been saved. There we go. No, leave me alone. I don't want to delete my adventure. Right, we're investigating, but we've left a bookmark in case we've made an awful decision. You walk from the porch round the side of the house. A light is indeed on, and it's shining through a window at the back of the building. Do you wish to go round to see if you can see anything at the window? Or will you walk up to one of the other windows along the side wall to see whether you can enter the house without anyone knowing? That's a bit creepy. That's a bit creep. The bookmark, it's clever. It's cheating a bit, isn't it? It's cheating a bit. I think creeping into the house without anyone knowing is we shouldn't be doing that. We are asking for their help after all. Let's go see if we can see anything at the window. Ooh, look, here's what we can see. I think I can see a kitchen. A lot of pots. They love pots in this kitchen. And little fish slice there. Some bread. Some knives. What's this? Turkey baster? Little homemade insemination going on there, perhaps? I don't know. The lit window is next to a back door, which leads into a kitchen. Voices are coming from the kitchen, but you cannot see anyone. Whoever is in there must be standing by the back wall, out of sight. You strain to hear what's being said. There appear to be 2 people in the kitchen. They're talking excitedly. Master is getting ready. I'm starting to get excited. I've never been to one before. Do you think we may be visited? Another man's voice, rather more controlled, replies, You know, I'm having doubts about this whole affair. She is young and she came here in all innocence. I just don't know. The 2 men walk around the kitchen and you can see them more clearly. They are both dressed in white gowns. Is this like a cult thing going on here, guys? One is a good deal younger than the other. Do you wish to knock on the door to see whether they'll let you in, or do you wait and listen for a little longer? Oh, I don't know. It seems a bit... Something seems a bit off about this. I feel like knocking on the door isn't a good idea, because then they'll go, Aha, who are you, stranger? But if I wait around, they'll be like, Haha, we're being eavesdropped on. But I kind of want to know... I want to know what's going on. But I've got an appointment. I've got a bum appointment to get to tomorrow. Let's knock on the door. We've heard enough. What's this? You hear the old man ask. Someone knocking at the door at this time of night? Could it be one of the brethren? I thought everyone was here. Then the 2 men start whispering to each other in voices too low for you to hear. You wait patiently outside in the rain until eventually the door opens and a voice asks, Who is it? Will you tell them about your predicament and ask to use the phone? Or will you claim to be one of the brethren that you heard them talk about? Let's not lie. Let's not lie. Let's ask to use the phone. Let's create a bookmark. There we go. They're creating a bookmark. Let's look at our adventure sheet. Look, we've got some knowledge. There are men in white gowns in the house. That's all we know. See, I like this because it keeps notes for you, and when we get our gear, it will all show up here, obviously. But I like sometimes you can use this knowledge and go, aha, yeah, somebody said that, and it might help us make a good decision. We just have to remember that the knowledge is there. I think I'm going to tell them about my predicament. I'm going to be honest. The door opens wide, and the older man peers out before inviting you in. The 2 men listen as you tell them of your accident. Well, that is a stroke of bad luck, says the older man, but I dare say Franklin's will be able to help. Go and fetch him, Brother William. At the mention of his name, the younger man glares at his companion, but nevertheless leaves the kitchen. You ask your host what sort of place this is, and whether he and Brother William are members of a religious group. Something like that, he replies. In fact, you've arrived at an awkward time, for tonight, he hesitates nervously, tonight is... His sentence is interrupted by the arrival of Brother William and a tall man dressed in a black suit with long tails. You explain your arrival to Franklin's. We do not welcome visitors here, says Franklin solemnly, but I will introduce you to the master of the house, who will decide whether we can help. Follow me. He leads you out, and through the kitchen along a hallway to the reception hall and points to a seat. Wait here while I tell the Earl, he orders. Then he disappears through a doorway. What the fuck is this? There's a little voodoo doll here. What is this? I'm not happy about this. You sit down in a solid carved chair and look around. The reception hall is certainly not what you would have expected from the outside. It is elegantly decorated with rich tapestries and fine oak panels. A number of portraits line the walls. A sturdy 16th century table is set against one wall. Will you wait for your host to arrive, or will you study the paintings? Alternatively, you could hunt for a telephone by turning to 238. We could look at the paintings. I don't want to nose around too much, though. I don't know if they're going to take it the wrong way. If they're going to take kindly to it. Like, they don't welcome visitors, according to Franklin's. But how long am I going to be waiting? I don't know. What if I look at the paintings and then I get, sucked into the painting and then I'm stuck as, just an oil-painted man for the rest of my life? Maybe I'm overthinking it. I know what we can do. Bookmark. We're just going to end up with a bookmark on every page, I think. Aren't we? Let's study the paintings. 3 portraits are particularly interesting. Will you look at a beautiful young woman wearing a tiara? Will you look at a middle-aged portly gentleman wearing half-moon glasses? Alternatively, will you look at an elderly woman with grey hair and a cold expression? Well, I mean, out of the three of them, I want to look at the beautiful one, don't I? We might see some boob. That's what I'd love to see. Let's turn to 151. A plaque beneath the painting reads, Lady Margaret of Danvers, 1802 to 1834. You stand and admire her beauty and wonder why she died so young. As you're staring at her face, you suddenly blink and look again. Didn't you just see her lips moving? Surely not. A whisper reaches your ears, but you cannot make out its message. You lean forwards and put your ear to the lips. A soft woman's voice is speaking to you. Stranger! That's the voice, by the way. Stranger! Beware of this place, for it's... She's got a whole load of stuff to say. I'm not doing that. Beware of this place, for it's cursed. May you have succumbed to its power. Many, myself included, the evil Lord Kelnor will already be plotting your death. Drink not his white wine, or if you can, be gone. Escape while you may. You step back, aghast. What sort of place is this? A creepy rundown old building filled with priceless antiques and paintings that talk. A cold prickle runs down your neck and you gain 1 fear point. What is this I'm pulling on? It's like a thread. Where's it coming from? Don't drink the white wine. Who's Lord Kelnor? The guy said he was going to talk to like an earl. Did he not? Alright. Will you now run for the door? Or you wait to see what happens? I'm a little spooked, if I'm honest, guys. I mean, if you look at my adventure sheet, I've got a whopping 1 fear. And the knowledge says, Lord Kelnor's plotting my death. Maybe we should get out of here. I think that's a smart move. Run for the door! You race across the door and twist the handle. Ah! You stifle a scream. Oh, hang on. You stifle a scream and release the handle immediately as an electric shock runs up your arm. You lose 2 stamina points. Well, boo. Boo. Alright, I'm not happy about this. We're not leaving this place then. Oh, hello. Look at this guy. Do you reckon this is Franklin's here? This is Franklin's, and this must be the Earl, or maybe it's Lord Kelnor. Footsteps. Someone's coming! The tall man you met earlier walks in, opening the door for another tall man dressed in a red smoking jacket. May I present Lord Kelnor, the Earl of Drummer, the butler announces. The Earl holds out his hand and you shake it. His grip is strong and his eyes pierce yours. His lips widen to a soft smile. You begin to tell him of your predicament, but he holds up his hand. He doesn't care. Shut up, he says. Please. I can see you've been caught in this filthy storm. Let us sit by the fire and we will see whether we can help. Franklin's tell the cook to prepare some food for our visitor. You protest that you do not wish to be any trouble, but your host ignores you and leads you into a drawing room where a fire is burning. You take off your coat and sit down. The heat of the fire makes you feel uncomfortable. Sorry, makes you feel comfortable. Well, quite the opposite. Makes you feel comfortable once more. Franklin's returns with 2 glasses of brandy. Will you relax, drink the brandy and ask if you can use the telephone? Or will you wait to see what he asks you? Well, I mean, we've been told not to drink the white wine. That's the only thing we've been told. And we could use the brandy after that electric shock, couldn't we? Should we put a bookmark in? Why not? Put in a bookmark in. We're going to have some brandy. Thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. The fire and brandy warm you and you begin to feel more relaxed. You lose 1 fear point. Lucky us, that was a good choice then. You explain to the Earl what happened on the road and that you would like to use his telephone to call the local garage. I'm afraid our telephone line came down tonight in the storm, he replies. We will have it repaired tomorrow morning. In any case, the garage would not come out here at this hour. But don't worry, you are perfectly welcome to spend the night here. I'm glad of the company. Tomorrow, Franklin's will take you into town. Ah, here is Franklin's now. The butler comes back in to announce that a meal is ready. You both rise and go into the dining room. At this hour. The dining room looks magnificent. Ooh, what is this? It's Mrs. Busty. It's a voice message. What does she want? What does she want? Hang on a sec, guys. I'll tell you what, I'm going to listen to this, but I don't want you to listen to it. So while we're waiting, you can watch some special effect clips.
Play games like FIFA again. I'm just really grateful I managed to find out about Special Effect, that I've had this opportunity to get back into gaming, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without Special Effect. and I would recommend it to anyone else in a similar position.
Alright, we're back in the room. We're back in the room. Wasn't that important? Right. So where are we? The dining room looks magnificent. A long table stretches between two fine chairs and is laid with gleaming silver cutlery. A rich red wallpaper covers the walls, and the room is lit by a sparkling chandelier, bristling with candles, which hangs from the ceiling. You take your seat and the butler moves behind you to offer you wine. Which wine would you like to drink? If you choose the white wine, we can't do that. We can't do that. We know the white wine is bad. It says so, doesn't it? In our knowledge. Avoid drinking the white wine. There's an exclamation mark and everything. That's very important. Okay, so shall we prefer red? I don't actually prefer any wine, if I'm honest, in real life. But we're going to have red for purposes of this. The wine is impeccable. A fine vintage. Soup follows. I love soup. I love me a soup. And you may choose between two dishes for your main course. We would like lamb or duck. Oh, my mouth's watering now. I think we'll go for lamb today, shall we? We did have roast lamb on Sunday. It was very nice. It was a massive joint. It was the only one. They didn't have much choice at the supermarket, so I got one. I had to cut it into three, saw through the bone and everything. I had to get my hacksaw out and saw through the bone. So now we've got it for the next two lamb roasts we do. We alternate, you see. We do lamb, then beef, then chicken, then gammon, and then lamb again. We just go in a nice cycle, but it's nice. We have like a roast every Sunday here in the Rusty house. And yeah, it's lovely. It's delicious as well. We'd like lamb. Or we could just tell them we're not hungry. But, I mean, I am actually legit hungry right now. We're having dinner at, what, like 7 o'clock? We're heating up some of that pizza. I might have to eat one of these snack bars in a minute. We're going to have lamb. A rack of lamb is brought in on a silver platter. The smell is delicious. You both start to eat and talk. The Earl asks you about your job and the reason for being in such an out-of-the-way place in the middle of the night. I tell him all about my bum appointment. In turn, he tells you about himself and his family. I'm not really that interested. I'm sorry, Earl. Can you shut up and let me eat? Guys, I'm going to open up this Cadbury brunch. Yeah. Chocolate chip, oats bran flakes, more chocolate chips, Crispies, a drizzle of honey dipped in milk chocolate. I'm going to have one of these. I did have a banana in the break. Well, I'm just going to have a little something here. Do you mind? Do you want some ASMR? Let the curtains open. Right, here we are. Here's the packet. Here's the packet. That's what you come here for, yeah? The rustling. Right, I'm going to open it now. Should we do it fast or slow? Do you like it fast or slow? It's better to do it slow sometimes. That's what I've heard. Ready? Ooh. Pull back the seal. There you go. Look at it. It looks like a little poo. Yum. Yummy. Let's have that, shall we? Well, I'm going to have some. You don't want to hear me crunch it, do you? Do you? You don't want to hear me chewing it, but we'll do a crunch, shall we? On the mic. You ready? Well, it turns out it's really soft. There is no crunch. Oh, well. I mean, it's nice, though. It's quite agreeable. Let's go back to the game. Right, so he's telling us about himself and his family, which we don't care about. The Earl of Drummer, well, we're going to... If I have to hear about it, you have to hear about it. The Earl of Drummer is the last survivor of his family. His estate stretches for miles around the house. At one time... At one time, the estate was prosperous, with many tenant farmers cultivating... I choked on a bit of oat. Cultivating his land and providing a healthy income for his family. Fuck me. But things started to change. His sister died at the age of 32 under mysterious circumstances. She was found dead in a clearing in the woods with strange marks on her neck. Vampires. News travelled fast, and the ignorant peasants started muttering about witchcraft and black magic. In their eyes, the house was cursed. Pure superstitious nonsense, of course. But gradually the farmers moved to new pastures, avoiding the estate. By now, you have finished your meal. Franklin's returns to offer you fruit, cheese, coffee, and brandy. We'll make that choice in a minute. I think we've already had brandy and a red wine. We should just have cheese and coffee now and skip the brandy. That's what I'm thinking. The butler brings you in a plate of cheese and a steaming pot of coffee. He cuts you a portion of cheese and pours your coffee into a china cup.
This the kind of beat to go.
Poor Boromir. It should have been Faramir. It should have been Faramir, shouldn't it? The conversation continues. You finish off your meal. The Earl rises to his feet saying, "Our conversation has been most enjoyable." He's just been talking about himself. The whole time he's just been talking, "Oh, I love talking about me. I'm the fucking Earl of Drummer." Yeah, and you're going to sit and you're going to listen. You're going to drink my brandy and eat my lamb and you're going to listen about my life story. But now you must be tired. Franklin's will show you to your room. Let us retire. You stand up. He's right, you are tired, and it is well past midnight. You stumble and reach out to steady yourself against the table. Whew, you didn't realise you were that tired. Or have you had a little too much to drink? Your head is spinning, and the voice of your host becomes part of the background noise, which is getting louder and louder in your ears. Eventually, you collapse to the ground and lose consciousness. Oh no, we're going to be dead already. You open your eyes, your head is spinning, and it is some time before you're fully aware of the fact that your hands and feet are bound. The room you are in is empty, but you work out a plan. You will hop over to the window, break the glass, and use it to cut yourself free. Pulling yourself to your feet is awkward, but you manage it, and with a mixture of hops and shuffles you arrive at the window. Outside, the wind is blowing the rain against the window panes. Will you go ahead and smash the window with your hands, something of a risky business, or will you instead test your luck? I think we should test our luck, shouldn't we? I mean, we've got the option to, and like our luck is max, isn't it? We've got 12, so we'll pass this one for sure. Decide to test your luck. Let's roll. You are lucky. Excellent. You managed to escape the splintering glass without harm. Well, good. You cut yourself free and massage your wrists to get the circulation moving again. Then you walk over to the door to try it. It's not locked. You try the handle, open it a little, and look outside. Your room is on a first-floor landing. Facing the door is a balustrade. I don't even know what that is. And looking over the banisters, you can see the entrance hall below. To your left are 2 doors in the corner of the landing, which runs along to the right. If you wish to go that way, turn to 287, or looking to your right, the landing runs past another door and then turns to the left. The good thing about this is, eventually, look, it builds a little map of where we've been and our options. So we're here in the holding chamber right now. I don't know if this sort of carries over to subsequent playthroughs, so we can see where we've been before and maybe make a different choice. But right now, I think it's a little cool. It's making that little map for us. We're going to go the first way. We always go left. So we always pick the left chest in that pirate game, so we're always going to go left here. You walk up to the 2 doors in the corner of the balcony. The one on your left is named Balthus, and the one in front of you has no name. If you wish to enter the Balthus room, turn to 299. If you'd rather go through the other door, turn to 86. If you choose to ignore these doors and continue around the landing, turn to 193. I mean, I don't know. What do we want to do? I mean, Balthus, that's not me. I'm Rusty. So, shall we go through the other door? Then we can claim it. We can put our own name tag up there, eh? The door opens into a narrow passageway, which ends at a window. There is a door halfway along the left-hand side, and a sign on the door identifies it as the Diabolus Room. I don't like the sound of that. If you wish to try the door, turn to 13. If you wish to investigate the window, turn to 110. If you're not keen to do either and prefer to go back through the door and continue along the land, no, let's look at the window. Maybe it's a way out. Curtains are drawn across the window, and you approach cautiously. You gingerly pat the folds in the curtain and are relieved to find nothing there. Although they seem to be safe, you're still on your guard as you draw them apart. As you do so, a thunderclap booms outside and makes you jump. But you are safe. A perfectly ordinary window is uncovered. However, the heavy iron bars on the outside are a little worrying. Through the window, you can see nothing but the rain running down the pane of glass. But curiously, the rain is avoiding one area. Could it be that the wind is blowing the rain away from this one corner? You bend down to take a closer look. Written in the condensation, which has formed on the glass, is a message. You read 3 words, Modana in Abaddon. You repeat this message to yourself, and then rub it off the window. In case anyone... Guys, you shouldn't rub it off on the window. Come on. You could cut yourself. You could cut the tip. This message may be useful to you, and you'll realise when it is. Oh, okay. Now you must head back to the landing and turn left. Is that in our knowledge now? Oh, yes, look. We've got so much knowledge here. Mordana in Abaddon. Now you must head back to the landing and turn left. We can't choose to go back to the Diabolos room? Is that what it was? A short distance further on, you come to the top of the main staircase, which leads downwards. Immediately opposite the staircase is an unmarked door. Do you wish to go downstairs? Maybe try the unmarked door or continue around the land. Let's go through this door. I'm curious. You step into a small storeroom and close the door behind you. There are shelves on the left and right walls, on which various household objects are stored. In front of you, in the wall facing the door, is another door. What do you want to do? Search through the things, go through the door, or return? Let's have a look. What goodies have we got here? Because we haven't got anything in our inventory. We've got nothing going on here. I don't think this looks very much like me either. Oh, look, we can change it. Hang on. There, that's me. That's me. All right. We are going to search through the things on the shelves. Various items of crockery, cutlery and food are kept in the storeroom, including a sharp meat knife, which you hide under your coat to use as a weapon in the future. The sharp knife adds 3 skill points in a fight. Well, that's good. On one shelf you find several cloves of garlic, which you also take. There is also an unlabelled bottle of white liquid on another shelf. Is it jizz? Is it? That's why they haven't labelled it. They're ashamed. Why are you bottling it? Adds flavour. Adds flavour to the soup. Oh, I had soup for lunch. You got my word for it. There's no jizz in my soup. All right, you've got to take my word for it. Do we want to just drink the mystery liquid? I don't think so. We could put a bookmark in. We could put a bookmark in, couldn't we? I'm going to drink it. And then we've got a bookmark if things go shit. All right. You taste the liquid. Oh no, it's white wine. You drink some more and it warms you. You start to feel a little lightheaded and dizzy. Then suddenly you feel a stab of pain in your stomach and you double over. But there is no relief from this pain because you have drunk poisoned wine. In a few moments you will lose consciousness and in 5 minutes you will be dead. You will never make tomorrow's bum appointment after all. The end. Oh, alright. Didn't happen. Rewind. Rewind. So, let's make this decision for the very first time. Do we want to drink the liquid? No. Let's ignore the liquid and try the other door. There we go. Didn't die, nothing happened. Don't know what you're talking about. You're imagining it. Mandela effect. Yeah, that's what that is. You step out of the storeroom into a hallway. To your left, the hallway ends at a door which leads into the Shaitan room. If you wish to try the door, turn to 200. Opposite the room is the Mammon room, which may end up by turning 1, 2, 3. I don't know what any of this means. That's not a room we've heard of, is it? Is this a room? Abaddon? Modana in Abaddon? Is this like a ritual? Is it a chant? Shall we go into a room? Shall we make a bookmark? Shall we make a bookmark? You think the shitty room? We'll go into the shitting room. The Satan room. Oh my god! I see what you've done there. All right. Well, I'm not going in there. I'm going in the Mammon room then. The room you enter looks well lived in a bedroom. Sorry, it is a bedroom, and a large bed covered with yellow bedspread dominates the room. Clothes are strewn about the floor, and a tap is running in a wash basin in the corner. The clothes suggest it is a woman's room, but no one is about. Will you call out to announce yourself in case anyone's in the room? Oh, you're decent! Or will you search around to see what else you can find? Let's look through their underwear drawer. Shall we? Let's have a little look around. You walk over to the mantelpiece and study the trinkets scattered along it. A couple of lacquer boxes and a picture frame with no picture flank a large plant pot with a broad-bladed plant growing in it. In the grate below are several lumps of coal resting on a bed of paper, a fire all ready to light. But something else is in the grate. A black and white photograph has been thrown on the coals. Ooh, I am intrigued. Let's pick up the photograph and have a little look. What are we dealing with here? You sit on your haunches and reach for the photograph. As you pick it up, you feel a heavy thud on the top of your head. You slump to the floor, dazed, and the plant pot, which came crashing down on your head, smashes on the floor. You lose 3 stamina. Oh my goodness. Right, well, we do have enough stamina to continue. Let's go. You hear a rustling from the curtain and straighten up to look towards the window. You shudder with fright as the curtains open before you. Just as quickly, they shut again. Then there is silence. You walk over and grab them, but they're perfectly ordinary curtains. You gain 1 fear point for the shock. Now, do you wish to leave the room or work out the mystery of the curtains? I think that's a trap. I want to get out of here. I've been plant potted. I've been scared by curtains. We've got to go. We've got to leave. You may now proceed either by turning right and trying the door of the shitting room, or you may proceed by turning left and following the passage, which bears right past 2 rooms labelled as Modius and Eblis and then rejoins the land. I don't want to go in the Satan room. Now you said it. Now you spelled it out for me. I'm gonna go past it. You follow the landing round past a wooden door which bears the name Tutivilus. You may try the door by turning it to... Hang on, what happened to the other 2 doors? What happened to the other 2 doors? Alright, fine, we're ignoring that one then. I've just seen it. Let's not skip ahead. I've just seen that's the Abaddon room. Hang on. You follow the passageway round the corner to the left. 2 doors face each other across the passage, and you may either try the door on the left to the Belial room, or the door on the right to the Abaddon room. Straight ahead, the passageway continues for a few meters before ending at an unmarked door. I think let's put a bookmark in, but then we've heard of Abaddon. I don't know if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but we're going to go through it. Mordana. Is that what it said? Mordana in Abaddon? Mordana. That was the window message in the condensation. Go to the Abaddon room. You enter a bedroom. It feels like there should be a picture here. Oh. How strange. I mean, click it and it's that. But there's nothing. I think maybe there should be a picture there. You enter a bedroom which is lit by a single candle burning by the bedside. A heavy, musty odour hangs in the air, which could come from all the plants which are standing in pots on the mantelpiece. Bedside table, dressers and shelves. So a lot of plants in here. Whoever used this room certainly likes plants. But another sight catches your attention and stops you in your tracks. Asleep on the bed is an old woman. It seems as she's not heard you, for she has not moved since you entered the room. Maybe she's dead. Maybe she died in her sleep, guys. Should we find out? Do you wish to leave her in peace? Do you want to walk over and wake her? Alternatively, you can instead spring over and attack her before she can wake. Oh my god, why would we do that? Let's do a bookmark, because I'll tell you why we're going to do that. Because we can just rewind. We're going to attack an old lady in her sleep, okay? What have we come to? We're supposed to be doing this for charity. This is supposed to be like a good cause, and now we're attacking old ladies in their sleep. You creep over to the bedside. She does not move. You raise your hands over your head, ready to strike. You take a deep breath and tense your muscles. Her eyes flick open. She stares vacantly up into the air with milky white eyes, and the sight makes you shudder with horror. Her blank eyes have no pupils. A cold sweat breaks out on your brow, and your hands drop to your sides impotently. You gain 3 fear points for the shock. Will you turn and run through the door back into the passageway? Or will you wait and see what happens next? We made a bookmark. We should see what happens next. You hear words coming from the old woman, yet her lips do not move. Stranger, how dare you invade the private bedchamber of the woman of the house, she asks. You stammer an apologetic reply. She orders you, begone, intruder. Leave an old woman to die in peace. We leave her as she wishes, or will we ask her? No, we've already pissed her off. It's not going to get any worse. It's not going to get any worse, is it? While you're awake, though, can I ask you a few questions? We got the hands in the pockets like Columbo. Just one more thing. What business of yours is this house, she screams. If you will not go of your own accord, then my hounds will see you off. I see what you said, woof woof now. And if they cannot, I will do so myself. With these words, a wooden panel slides open in the wall. 2 huge Great Danes spring out and attack. Oh dear, you must fight. Well, I will. So the first Great Dane has stamina of 6, skill of 7. Well, we've got a stamina of 29, a skill of 12. Odds are on our side, I would say. Let's keep going. Easy. Easy, mate. Hooray! First one dead. You've defeated the first Great Dane. Now you must face the second Great Dane. 6 and 6. Oh, easy. Easy, mate. They were good rolls. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I definitely didn't... They weren't fudged at all. At all. Alright, easy. Look, we haven't taken a hit. You are triumphant. Alright, if you defeat the dogs, you may leave the room. Or will we remain to search? I mean, we've already pissed her off quite a lot, guys. It's called a bookmark. AKA quick save. I'm gonna... Fuck it. Fuck it. She's already mad at us. She can't get any more angry. We're gonna search the room. We're gonna go through her underwear drawer. We're gonna try on her bras right in front of her. You search the room while the old woman threatens you from her bed. You recognise some of the plants. The woman's voice grows frantic as you poke around in a herb garden by the window. A thought dawns on you, and you turn to her, threatening to destroy her plants unless she's able to give you the information you require. She shrieks at the thought of you harming her plants and agrees. What will you ask her? How to find the man in grey? What man in grey? We can't even pick that because we don't know what that is. Perhaps if we'd gone into another room, we would have known. About secret rooms in the house or what tonight's festivities are. Ooh. I kind of feel like they're going to sacrifice somebody in their white robes, their little cult they've got going on. But that's none of my business. That's none of my business. Shall we ask her about secret rooms? We're going to ask her about secret rooms. Before I answer your question, she says, you must tell me something. What is my name? We do know her name. Morgana? Yes? Morgana in Abaddon? That's where we are, right? Alright. We know it. I mean, obviously we know it because it's the only option the game is giving us. We can't pick the other one. What is your name? Remembering the message in the window, you say, Morgana. She curses. Damn you, stranger, she hisses. Alright then, I will answer your question. Which question will you ask her? About the secret rooms, please. Secret rooms? She laughs. Why, this house is riddled with secret passageways and secret rooms. Most are in the cellar, though, but some of the upstairs passages lead to them. The most cunning secret room is the Master's most trusted hiding place. It can only be reached by one way, and that is from under the stairs in the cellar. A password is needed, and I knew the old one, but it has recently been changed. Sheku will know the new password. The woman's eyes close, as if the conversation has been a great strain. I kind of feel like that's what most people's experience of a conversation with me is like. They're like, just seriously shut the fuck up. Just give me like a minute of just shutting the fuck up. I leave her be and consider the information I've been given. Speaking of a great strain, oh mate, they never are. They just fall out, but they burn sometimes. You know, that's what the old god's for. That's what the old god's for. Let's turn to 159. Having explored most of the rooms upstairs, we didn't actually explore that many. You decide to risk searching the ground floor. You follow the landing back round to the staircase and creep downstairs. Should we look at our little map? Where have we come to? So we went... Where was our... So that's from the holding chamber where we woke up. This is the route we've taken. All over the place here. All over the place. Alright. We're creeping downstairs, guys. Sneaky, sneaky. You walk down the stairs cautiously, looking in every direction. There's no one about. I love it too. Yes, it is clever. It is clever. It's a very random route. I've got no idea where I'm going, mate. I started... So once we unpacked, or like I say, we moved. We've been here for 2 weeks now. One of the first things I unpacked was the box of Fighting Fantasy and other game books. And Mini Rusty got me a really cool like Jurassic Park notebook for my birthday. So I was like, well, I'm gonna play one of these Fighting Fantasies. I've been busy for days now unpacking boxes and shit. So I started with the Warlock of Fartop Mountain. I was like, I'm gonna try and map it out. I'm gonna draw my little route as I go. Still got lost. Still got no idea. So when I come back to like give it another try, I tell you what it is because I'm lost in like a maze. I'm lost in is it Zagor's maze? Is that what it's called? I just keep going around in fucking circles. And like, I've met some dwarves that were having a few drinks, and they gave me some information. They like, oh, take a left, 2 rights, and all that. I just keep going around in circles. So I don't know if that would be a help or a hindrance. If we would play Warlock on this, if that would help me or not. Because clearly I'm not good at following directions. So where are we going to go? In the hallway below you may choose to try the door on the left, or you may choose the door on the right, or you can walk out the front door and open it. Well, we know we can't do that because we got an electric shock last time we tried it. So let's go with our gut. We always go left, so let's go left again. The door opens into a large but cosy drawing room. The dying embers of a warm fire burn in the hearth. Comfortable chairs are arranged around the fireplace. 2 glasses and a decanter stand on a glass-topped table between 2 chairs. There are plants in tall stands on either side of the windows, and there is another door next to the one you came in. Explore the room further or leave. I don't know why we would ever leave without exploring. And I don't know, we're definitely not going to be just having a little tipple from the decanter, thank you very much. We're going to explore the room. That's what we're doing. Which part of the drawing would you like to investigate first? Ornaments on the corner shelf or the fire in the mantelpiece? Well, last time I was investigating something in the fireplace, I was bending down to pick up that picture and I got smacked on the head by a plant pot. Still don't know what the picture was of. So I think let's look through the ornaments on a corner shelf. Let's make a little cheeky bookmark. Look, we can have as many of these as we want. As many as we want. There are several delicate items of pottery and a few silver pieces on the shelf. Steal them. One of the silver ornaments is a short dagger, which you take. It's rather too short to be really useful as a weapon. But nevertheless, you may add 2 skill points if you use it in a fight. Well, I already picked up a meat knife that gave me 3. There's also a silver hip flask. If you've not already done so, you take this flask and fill it with brandy. Now you may examine the fireplace. Turn to 303. Or you may leave the room. I think we should examine it. Let me just say, guys, right? Boom. Let the curtains open so you can see me. Hello. It's me, it's Tom. When this book is released, what did I say, 11th of May? So this is my latest one that I'm entering in this year's competition. You won't need to do any cheeky bookmarks. You won't, because death doesn't count in this. Death doesn't count. You can die in this, but it carries on. The story carries on even if you die. So you don't need to worry about backtracking. You should play it a few times. There's a lot of different paths it can take for quite a short book, because obviously we're limited to 100 sections in the competition. For quite a short book, there are quite a few different plot points. Yeah, mate, this is... So I entered the zombie one in the competition last year, which I got a special sponsors award for, by the way. $40 and a certificate where they spelled my name wrong. But this is for this year's competition. I just submitted my entry last week. And this is the version that will be out on Amazon in May. This is it says not for resale on the front, because this is the only copy I got. I got this proof one, so hopefully this one does better in the competition. And I think, without bigging it up too much, this is probably my finest work. It's some good shit. It's some good shit, if I do say so myself. But yeah, you don't need to worry about bookmarks or fingers in the page in that. Just let the story play out and see. Let me know what version of it you get. Once the competition is closed for entries, and they let you go in and read all the books and judge them, I'll ping you all the links, because you'll be able to download a PDF of that for free, and you'll be able to cast your vote in the competition. Wouldn't that be lovely? We're not going to rig it, guys. Yeah, if you think someone else is better, vote for them, because that's what I'll do. That's what I did last year. Didn't vote for myself at all. Should have. Nobody else did. Anyway, let's carry on. I will do, friend. So, I'm going to examine the fireplace. A fine carriage clock sits in the centre of an elaborately carved wooden mantelpiece. A number of letters are jammed in behind the clock, and you reach for them. As you do so, your sleeve catches one of the carved images in the woodwork, and it moves. You lean forward to examine it. It is a small demonic face which can be moved sideways. Do you wish to see what lies behind the wooden face? I kind of do. Click. There we go. I would, but I would also like to read the letter, so I'm hoping I can do both. Ooh! What the fuck is this? Jizz monsters! No, I think they're coming out of the flames, actually. They don't really look like fire to me, though. Look at the crooked nose. What was that, The raccoons. Does anyone remember that cartoon? The raccoons. And there was the bad guys. They were like these pink ones. What was his name? Cyril Sneer. Does anyone remember that? What I'm talking about? And he had like, I'm sure he had a nose that looks like that. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Jolly, you might be too young. Gordon, you might know. You might know the raccoons. Let me see. Let me get a picture. That is exactly him. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna get this picture. We're gonna bring it in case you don't know. We're bringing it in. The cock noses. Yeah, Jedi nose. Jedi nose. Let's see if I can bring this in. There he is. There he is. Bit too old. Spit an image. Spit. I don't know if that's what he sounds like. I can't remember. Alright. Cock-nosed spirits here. A little carving moves to reveal a button set in the mantelpiece behind it. You consider whether or not to press the button. As you are deep in thought, you do not notice what is happening to the fire. In the grate, the fire has come back to life. Strong flames are licking the chimney and considerable heat is being given off. You feel the heat and step backwards. As you do so, two small figures leap from the fire and face you. Oh, you did watch it? I don't really remember anything about it apart from the cocknose. These fire sprites are small. They come up to your knees, but their flaming bodies burn with the vigour of the fire from which they arose. They hover in the air just above the carpet, for if they touch anything, it bursts into flame. Do you wish to fight them, or try another approach? I mean, what other approach do we have? What have we got in our inventory? We've got garlic cloves, a kitchen knife, we've got brandy. Oh my god, we could make the fire bigger. We could make a firebomb out of them, could we? I'm going to try another approach just to see what options it gives us. How will you hold off these advanced creatures? Will you pick up the brandy decanter? Oh my god, yes. Yeah, I'm not leaving them. I'm not leaving. Pick it up. You grab the decanter and splash brandy quickly over the two creatures, hoping to douse their flames. Oh god, but to your dismay, the brandy burns fiercely. In fact, it seems to nourish the fire sprites rather than weaken them. Well, I mean, yeah, let's burn the house down. It's not my house. It's not my house, mate. Don't care. Don't give a fuck. You decide to battle with the fire sprites. Each time they wound you, you risk the added danger of their flames touching you. You will lose 3 stamina points instead of the normal 2. Or you may test your luck after each wound. A lucky roll means you manage to put out the flame before it burns you. No stamina damage. An unlucky roll means you lose 4 instead of 3. Oh my god. Alright, we're going to fight. This will be an easy fight. Don't give me that oh dear. We've got this. We've got this. Look at this. Skill of 7, stamina 4. Please, let's roll. Easy, easy. Let's keep going. These guys don't stand a chance. One down, one down. And then this one's only got 3 stamina. Remember, shoot the swords! Right, I mean, I know we could use luck, couldn't we? To do 1 more damage, but I don't want to waste a luck point. When we could just get an easy win here. Yay, we are triumphant! Oh, this buton's gone a bit funny. There we go, it's better. We fight the man and win. Turn to 375. What loot do we get? You step back up to the fireplace again and examine the secret buton. Oh god, right, bookmark. I'm going to lose track of what all these bookmarks are actually for. I mean, we're definitely not going to go back to this one at section 1, are we? We could probably delete that. But there we go. I'm going to press it. I'm curious. That's what I'm doing. You press the buton and hear a small click. Then you hear another sound and you swing round to face the corner shelf. Beside this shelf, a sliding panel has open-edged in the wall. You walk over to investigate and bend down to look at the opening. Too late, you realise that the panel has revealed not a tunnel at all, but a false opening. The wall behind is solid, but it has served its purpose. You have been lured into a trap. You're standing on a trapdoor which opens beneath you and you fall downwards. Ah! Oh, hang on. Ah! Right, that's enough of that. Stop being silly. Turn to 397. Down you fall for several meters until you finally land in a heap on something soft. A big steaming pile of poo. Add 1 fear point for the fright. Now test your luck. You are lucky. Good. What is our current luck? We're now at 10. Okay. Right, we're lucky. You are unhurt. You pick yourself up and verify there's no serious damage. You've landed on a mound of earth and hay. You realise that you're in a cellar underneath the house. This is where most of the secret rooms were, wasn't it? In the cellar? The room is fairly small, with one door. Outside you can hear a shuffling noise coming closer. Will you spring behind the door to surprise whatever is approaching? Or will you quickly search them for a weapon in case you need... We've got weapons. But what if we need a special weapon? Let's search. You grope around in the blackness and find nothing. Sounds like my wedding night. Test your luck. Oh, fuck off. It's half term, you pricks. This is the school parents WhatsApp chat. What is this? Get out of here. Mute that. We're lucky. We're lucky. What do we find? Your groping hand touches a piece of wood with something wrapped around it. Sounds like Mrs. Busty's wedding night. You feel it and find it is a length of branch the size of a baseball bat with a piece of fabric that unrolls in your hands. The fabric feels like stretched canvas, and because one side feels smooth, you assume it is painted. If you use this branch in a fight, it will count as a weapon, adding 3 skill points. We've already got a meat knife that does that. Now you must return to the matter of your visitor. Will you attack as soon as the door opens? Yes. Yes, we will. Think without thought for or act without thought for the consequences. That's what we're doing. The door opens slowly. A small, stocky man steps into the room. He appears to be bent double, as he peers into the room, you leap on him to attack. Smack! Dead. Oh, hello. It's this little fella. Hello. I think we've done him a favour by killing him. As the fight starts, you can see he's not bent double at all. He's a hunchback. Since you leapt on him straight away, you cause him 2 stamina points of damage immediately for the surprise attack. Now you must fight. After 3 attack rounds, turn to 72. Oh, if you've been killed, do you think that's a possibility? Is he really tough? No, he's not. We'll do this easy. He won't even get hit in. None of them do. The combat has lasted long enough. I think you'll all agree. It's outstayed its welcome. Right, after 3 attack rounds, turn to 72. Have you come across this hunchback before? I've never been that drunk to come across a hunchback, guys. No, we haven't. Turn to 164. You knock him to the ground and are able to get a vicious kick in before the hunchback can recover. He loses 2 stamina points. We've got to fight him again. Okay. What, does he like regenerate? Is he like a troll? Excuse me. Right, one more. This time to the death, right? You are triumphant. Outside the room, the passageway runs onwards. Oh, that's it. We're just leaving. Make sure to cut his head off. I don't think we got the choice. I want to explore the area, please. Exploring the area, you find nothing particularly unusual. You see a wooden door on the left of the passageway, which you may try by turning to 221, or you can walk a little further up and try another door in the right-hand wall, turn to 209. If you prefer to ignore the doors and continue up the passageway, turn to 91. Wasn't it a non-event? Like, we just beat up a little fella. We beat up a little fella, we got nothing for it. Like, if I'm going to beat up a little fella, I at least want something like a trophy out of it. Yeah? Maybe I'll take like his shoes. I can wear them as like earrings or something. I don't know. Let's go to the wooden door on the left. But I'll tell you what. You know what we're doing. Oh, bookmark. Unlimited bookmarks. We're going to go this door on the left. You can hear gruff noises coming from within the room. Whoever or whatever it is in there certainly doesn't sound too friendly. Maybe they're just humping. We try the door anyway? Yes, I will. You kill the weak man, turn your back like a psychopath. Well, what can you do, mate? It's for charity. Yeah, it's for charity. I'm going to try the door anyway. The door is firmly locked. Whoever's in there doesn't want to be disturbed. We now try the door on the right hand. I mean, what was the point of giving us the option? If we couldn't even get in there, it's just like they're just trying to pad out the book, are they? Is that it? Right, we're going to try the other door then. Ooh. Hello. Look at the state of this kid. This guy is like, fucking hell. Leave me alone. I don't want to be rescued. And this guy's like, come on. Put your cock in here. I'll tug you off. Yeah? If you let me out. And she's like, no, don't do it. I don't know, we'll find out. We'll see. This room seems to be a dungeon of some sort. Far along one wall are 4 cells with heavy iron bars locking their occupants in. No one seems to be on your side of the bars, so you walk in to have a look. A twig cracks as you step forward, and immediately 3 bodies spring to life in 3 of the cells. They are a ragged lot, clothes in tatters, hair dishevelled and grubby. They all reach forward through the bars. That one doesn't. He doesn't. They all reach forward through the bars and plead with you to release them. Each one has been captured by the Earl of Drummer's servants and imprisoned to await some horrendous fate. Nearest to you is a pretty young girl. Her face and her fair hair are dirty and she's in tears. She desperately wants to be released. In the second cell is a tall man with strong features. He has accepted that he is about to die and bravely asks you to kill him now, to deprive the evil Earl of his pleasure. In the third cell is a balding man in a grey gown who says nothing. To wish to try and help these prisoners. You may talk to one of them if you wish. Oh. Excuse me. Wow. That was a sneeze, wasn't it, for Cherry? Oh. Like the young girl, she desperately wants to come out. Maybe a little too desperate? I'm a bit distrusting since I've come to this house. This guy wants to be killed. And the other guy doesn't really care. We don't have to talk to any of them. I'm going to make a bookmark. And then we'll talk to the young girl. The woman is hysterical. It seems that she is a district nurse who has just been assigned to the area. She knocked on the door, was invited in, and then captured. She pleads with you to help her, and her voice rises to a scream. But what can you do? The keys to the cells are nowhere to be seen. You begin to get worried that her hysterics may attract the attentions of the occupants of the house, and you try to calm her down, which would slap out of it. Calm yourself. Do you want to talk to one of the others as well? Nah. No, let's talk to the one who doesn't want to talk to us. You step over to the next cell. The sound of footsteps outside the door makes you turn quickly. Oh no, 4 men dressed in white gowns and wearing goats' heads appear at the door. I told you, says one. I knew I could hear something. Looks like someone wants to free our prisoners. Come on, brothers. They rush towards you and you must battle with their leader who attacks you first. Oh no. Right, wish me luck. Wish me luck, guys. Oh, the highest stamina of an enemy we fought, yeah, and the highest skill. I think we'll be fine, though. Easy mode, mate. No chance. Such confidence. Just die already, come on. Alright, we've done it. We are triumphant. We've beaten the leader. But the rest, are they going to want some? If you win, turn to 301. Okay. Although you defeat their leader, you cannot hold off the other 3 men, who surround and capture you. One of them runs off to get the keys to the cells. When he returns, you are locked in the 4th cell. Your adventure ends here. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay. So I'm going to talk to the young girl, and then I'm not going to talk to anybody. Further up the passage is another door in the right-hand wall. If we should try this door, I think we should.
Get wrecked!
No, I'm not wrecked. I didn't die. It's not game over. We're still going, see? I don't know what you're talking about. You're confused. You're confused, Ed. Right, try the door. Oh, hello? Who's this? What the fuck are you... He's got keys. He's got keys. What is all this? Are you like a torturer? I think he's missing an eye. Maybe that's just a shading. The door opens wide. You're about to step inside, but hesitate when you see what lies within. You are entering an underground torture room. In one corner stands a formidable Iron Maiden, its deadly door standing ajar. A stretching rack is in the centre of the room. Hanging from the ceiling along the left-hand wall are 2 cages. One is just about large enough for a man to crouch in, and the other will allow a man to stand up but not move about. A shiver runs down your spine. Suddenly, 2 pairs of hands grab your wrists and you're shoved forward into the room. From behind the door steps a broad-shouldered man with powerful arms. He's dressed in a leather apron and trousers and wears a patch across his left eye. So, he exclaims, who do we have here trespassing in our house? Come on, speak up. Have you lost your tongue? Well, not yet. But I have a feeling he might cut it out. What will your answer be? Tell him you're trying to find your way out and be happy to leave straight away. claim to be one of the Master's friends. I could say I'm one of the brethren, couldn't I? I think we're past the time of being honest. That ship has sailed. A friend of the Master, snarls the torturer. I've not seen you before, and I know all the Master's friends. You tell him that you are new to this house, and that is why you're wandering about, lost. The torturer is not convinced by your story, but cannot risk harming one of the Master's friends. I'll tell you what I'll do, he announces. I don't believe you, but I'll give you a chance. If you can convince me that you're one of the Master's friends, I'll let you go. But first, you'll have to pass a little test. Tie our friend down, lads. The torturer's assistants bundle you off to the middle of the room and tie you onto the rack. Oh no. Guys, we've got an advert coming in about 15 seconds. I don't want to leave you to not know our fate, so I'll wait. I'll wait for it to finish, okay? And then we'll continue. While we're doing that, let's refresh ourselves of the schedule. So we're going to carry on this for just under 1 more hour. We're finishing this at 10 to 4. And then we will be doing multiplayer fun times at 5 o'clock. Pearcraft is going to show up. He's coming along, and we're playing all sorts of stuff. We're going to be playing Mount Your Friends 2, some Mario Kart Double Dash, some Super Monkey Ball, all sorts of stuff. Heavenly Bodies, maybe some Tricky Towers. What else? Oh shit! It's right here. We're going to be playing some. We did some moving out. We did some moving out last year. We're going to do moving out too. So that'll be fun. Trying to move people out of their houses. That was an entertaining game. So we're going to do some more of that. And then who knows? If there's enough friendly people around, we might see if we can get in a game of Jackbox or something. But we'll see. If we've got the numbers, we'll do it. If we haven't, better luck next year. If we do it again next year. This is the 10th year, guys, of us doing this 24-hour marathon. And I do enjoy it, but it is getting harder every year as I'm getting old. I'm an old man now, guys. Yeah, I'm getting white in the temples and in the beard, so that's proof. That's proof I'm an old man. So if we continue this next year, I'm not sure if we'll be able to carry on with the same format. I'm not sure if we'll be doing a 24-hour one. Perhaps we'll do like a weekend of it, or we'll do like a few evenings, themed evenings or something back to back or something. I don't know. We're considering it. Anyway, let's see what happens to us on this rack. Right then, says the torturer. Let's see if you really do know the Master or not. Orville here will give you a letter. You tell me the first word that comes into your head beginning with that letter. If you take your time and think too long about your answer, Dirk will tighten the rack. Got that? Alright, let's start. Each time the torturer's assistant gives you a letter, you will be able to type the first word you can think of which begins with that letter and relates to the house. Oh my god, I actually have to type it. After your test is complete, the torturer will consider your answers and then decide whether or not he believes your story. Oh my god, okay. Ooh. The first letter Orville gives you is D. You must type quickly, okay? Drummer. Oh, it's not even typing in. Drummer. Why? Oh, it's because... Oh no! Because I don't have a keyboard attached to this bloody PC. Hang on. Wait. I can Bluetooth my phone to it and use that as a keyboard. Drummer. Oh no! Oh, it's all going wrong. It's all going wrong. Click. Drummer. Spell it right! Drummer. Fucking hell. It's going fine, thanks, Poynton. It's going fine. How are you doing? Thanks for joining again. We're doing alright. Look at us. We're smashing it. We've got £304 so far. Did I write drum were? Shut up, I didn't write drum were, did I? Oh no. Next letter shouts A. Abaddon. No, it did do drummer. Right, let's delete all that. I'm going to do... What? Come on. A, B, A, D, D, O, N. Abaddon! Okay. K. Oh, shit, what's his name? He's Lord something that begins with a K. Can I look at my knowledge? Yes. Kelnor. Kelnor! It's Kelnor! Oh! Chubby thumbs! Oh, fuck me. Right, Kelnor. Kelnor. Right, we're getting there. Krispy Kreme? No, shut up. Stop it. It's like you don't want me. Orville's now getting the hang of this game and he's enjoying himself. M is the next letter. Mordana. We're going to do Mordana. M-O-R-D-A-N. I could spit. M-O-R-D-A-N-A. Morgana. Okay. S is his choice. Oh god, what have we got for S? Secret. Oh, Sheku. Sheku? That's a person. I'm going to do Sheku. Is this how it is in the real book? You wouldn't be typing in the real book. Oh, for God's sake. Sheku. Okay. Alright, Orville says. Fuck me. That will do for now, says the torturer. He turns to you. Have you been convincing enough for you? I hope so. Over the next 5 references, some of the answers that he would have been expecting are listed. Each one scores a number of points. If you choose one of the words listed, you will get the listed number of points. When you've been through all 5 references, you have convinced the torturer if your score is high enough. Oh, God. Okay. If you input any of the following words, you can score the following points. Ah, I put drummer! I get 5 points! Points scores are indicated as if you wrote down any of the following. I said Abaddon, that's another 5 points! Yes! Kelnor, 5 points! Oh my god, we've aced this quiz, guys. I think we're going to convince him. Points are scored. Morgana, 5 fucking points. Oh, I'm well happy. And then Sheku, 5 points! Aced it. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm really pleased because do you know what? I'm not playing this on the PC that I'm using to stream. I'm using my like miniature PC that's got all my emulators and that on it. And so I loaded Steam on it as well. So there's 4 USBs. 2 of them have got a GameCube adapter plugged into it. One's got an Xbox controller plugged into it, and the other one's got this mouse plugged into it. So there was no keyboard. So luckily, we've got this app, a free Bluetooth app, keyboard. Oh man! Imagine if there was actual time limit, we would have been so screwed. We aced that. We aced it. 12 points or more. Easy, easy. Don't know why you guys were worried. My humble apologies, stammers the torturer. I did not realise you were one of the master's brethren. Can I make amends? Can I help direct you onwards? I'd like to ask how to get back upstairs. Shall we do that? Because why would we refuse his help? Surely, like, turning to 293 is at least getting us somewhere. I'm doing that. You open the door at the top of the stairs. Facing you is a door, and to your right of the hallway ends at, surprise, surprise, another door. Do you wish to enter the door opposite, or enter the door to the right, or you can turn left into a main hallway? I don't know. Seems like this could be a pivotal choice. Let's put a bookmark in for funsies. I'm going to go to the door opposite. Why not? The room you enter is a reception room. A table and 6 chairs stand in the centre of the room. At one end is an enormous mural of a country scene, perhaps painted of the area many years ago. On the opposite wall, stretching from the floor to the ceiling, is a full-length mirror. Velvet curtains line the wall opposite the door. You walk over to admire the painting, then turn to face the mirror. A shock is in store. Your eyes widen as you turn towards the mirror to stare into it. It casts no reflection of you. Am I a vampire? Have I been bitten? I gain 1 fear point. How many are we up to now? 6 of our possible 15. Oh dear, oh dear. You walk closer to the mirror, but still see no reflection appears, although you can see the table and wall behind you clearly. You walk right up to it and feel its surface. Your hand passes right through the glass. Pulling it back quickly, you consider the situation. Do we leave the room? Step through the mirror? Oh god. This seems like a bookmarkable moment. I'm going to step through the mirror, guys. Or we could investigate this room a bit more first and maybe then step through the mirror. Let's investigate first. The underside of the table forms a closed box, and this arouses your suspicions. You knock on it. It's hollow. Perhaps it's a secret compartment. You feel around underneath, and sure enough, your fingers find a small catch which releases a hidden drawer. Inside this drawer is a leather box. But wait! What is that noise? You can hear footsteps outside the door. You'll have to hide quickly. Will you grab the case and take it with you, or leave it behind and close the drawer? I'm grabbing it and taking it. Where will you hide? Behind the curtains. I'm not diving through the mirror. I would like to go through the mirror, like, gently, like, ease myself through it. I think we should hide behind the curtains for now. You wait behind the curtains, clutching your box, and wait for the visitors to leave. The door opens and you can hear two voices talking. They're discussing a ceremony which involves goats and priests. You hear a click, and a moment later the voices start shouting. They've discovered that the box is missing! You hear angry footsteps stomping about the room, and your mouth dries as you wait anxiously to see whether you will be discovered. Suddenly the curtains are flung apart, just like this. Oh, who knew? Who knew that that would have a part to play in this story? Suddenly the curtains are flung apart. Sheepishly you stand there holding your box, while two men, wild-haired and furious, glare at you. Will you apologise and offer them their box back? Will you leap forward and attack them? Obviously, we're going to bookmark. Obviously, we're going to bookmark, and then we're going to leap forward and attack them. The two men are as startled as you are by this encounter, but you are ready to attack. You drop the leather box and leap forward. Right, we're going to fight. And we could escape, but only by throwing ourselves through the mirror. We're still not doing that. Alright, first man. This will be easy. See? So far, so good. Oh my god, all the sixes! What are the odds? Still getting messed up though, mate, aren't you? My superior stats. Right, one more hit, he's dead. See? Boom. He is dead. Let's face the second man. We're not escaping. We're doing this. We haven't lost a combat yet. We've been surprised and we've been ambushed, but that's been through our choices, not through our roles. You know, we've been practicing our roles, guys. I've been practicing them since last year. We're doing much better. All right, boom, dead. Defeat the two men. Turn to 273. You collect your thoughts. The box. What is in the box that made it worth such a great deal of trouble? You pick it up and open it. Inside is a golden key. Do you now wish to leave the room, or do you want to step through the mirror?
Thank you, matey.
Pointers, thank you very, very much for your donation. And you know what that means, guys. We've had this is another donation over £10. And if we get a donation over £10, what have we been doing? We've been spinning the wheel. Oh, that's fucking gone. We've been spinning the wheel of disgusting beans. It could be nice. It could be bad. I'm going to spin the wheel. And then you guys, it's not a command. It is, but it's not enabled. Alright, so we've got peach or vomit. Peach or vomit, guys. I'm gonna put a prediction in there. You can gamble some channel points if you want. All right, let me just get it up. Wait, let me get it up. Where is it? Prediction. Boom. Good or bad, guys? You've got 1 minute. If you've got channel points, you want to do a little bit of light gambling. Now's your chance. You've got 1 minute. Is this going to be a good bean, the peach flavour, or is it going to be a bad bean, the vomit flavour? We'll find out. You've got the time now. If you want to put a little bit of a gamble in there, if you've got some channel points, click that button there. You could win big. You could win big. You're about 40 seconds. Just smelling it. Can't tell. It all smells disgusting, by the way. These arrived yesterday, just in time, and they were all in a plastic bag inside the box. And as soon as I opened that bag, oh my god, the stench. It wasn't a smell, it was a stench. It wafted up, and me and Mini Rusty were like, holy fucking hell. I'm like, right, mind your language, Mini Rusty. I said, mind your language, fucking hell. That's what I said, Dad. All right, stop it, though. It was awful. It was awful. We were almost sick from the smell alone. And I tried one in front of her because she wanted to see. And it could have been popcorn or whatever the fuck the popcorn alternative is. So it could have been popcorn or rotten egg. Obviously, it was rotten egg. But this one, is it going to be peach? Is it going to be vomit? Looks like the voting is closed. It's a peach! Huzzah! Hooray! All right, who bet against me? 30%. One person bet good. Well, you're going to win all the money. You're going to win all the money. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. Was it you, Jolly? You're doing well. You're doing well today. Well, I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased. We got it. Right, let's continue. Yeah, let's continue. Do we want to leave the room or step through the mirror? Well, we want to. Bookmark. Did we already do that? But once again, Point, and thank you very, very much. Thank you so much for the donation. Really, really appreciate your support. And indeed, all the support you've given all the other gears as well. You're a real good egg. I don't know if you were about earlier, by the way, Pointon, when I was saying it. Here's our schedule. At 9:20 tomorrow morning, our very last segment, our very last 2-hour session, we're playing Death Road to Canada, which we've played a few times on these charity streams. And in that game, all of you guys that are currently in chat, and a lot of people that have been in and about the chat earlier, they've all been created in that game. You're in there too, Pointon. And yours is a glorious character. It's really, I think I've outdid myself with your one. And we're going to be playing Familiar Faces mode, where I'll start as the survivor. That'll be the character we control. And then anyone else we come across on our journey to safety in Canada is going to be one of you guys. And we can add up to 4 people to our party at a time. So I'm hoping we bump into a great many of you. Hopefully you can see yourself. What we'll probably do is we'll probably just go to like the load screen, the character screen, just so you can see all of the ones I've made. But I think you'll like your one, Pointon. I think it's very nice, if I do say so myself. But anyway, that's at 9:20 tomorrow morning. And that'll be our last one. I should still be awake by then. I've committed to it now. We've got to. Anyway, we're at £324 now, guys. That's 64.8%. 64.8%. Now, all of you guys, so generous. I really, really appreciate everything you're doing to support this and support the charity. Just a reminder, even the smallest amount can make a real big difference. Here's some of the stuff, a few examples of what SpecialEffect can do with that money. This is not an exhaustive list. They do all sorts. They work individually with people to match whatever their own specific needs are, and they do it all entirely free of charge to those people. And all thanks to generous people like you donating to stuff like this. So thank you very, very much. It's not a Cabbage Patch one. Don't worry, mate. It's not a Cabbage Patch one. Right, I want to step through the mirror. We did a bookmark, so I'm going to step through the mirror. Behind the mirror is a small chamber, just large enough for you to turn around in. There are 2 doors in the chamber. Well, look, we can turn left. Obviously, we always turn left. We're doing it. The door opens onto a dark landing. A flight of stairs arrives at this landing and continues downward. Do you follow the stairs down? And we've only just come back up, though. Or we could go back through the mirror. No, go downstairs. The narrow stairway splits off and offers you 2 ways down. Left. The stairs are dark. You take a few steps down, trying desperately to see the stairs below you. Suddenly, your foot slips and you lose your balance. You lose 3 stamina points as you tumble down the stairs, landing in a heap at the bottom. What's our current stamina? We're at 26. We're actually still pretty good, though. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on here? I think she's naked, guys. We can't be showing this. It's only 4 in the afternoon. Right, let's cover that up. Cover that up with the mouse pointer. You nurse your bruises and look around. All is pitch black apart from a point of light coming from the end of a long tunnel. You walk down the tunnel cautiously and your pace slows even further when you hear the sound of voices in the distance. Human voices are chanting on a long, monotonous drone. Soon you're able to see what is happening. A group of people, perhaps 40 of them, are gathered around a large fire. On the far side of the fire is an altar, and stretched out on the altar is a young woman. She is bound hand and foot. You cannot make out the faces of the onlookers, as they're all wearing goat head masks. In the centre, standing over the altar, is a tall man dressed in robes, whose goat mask has been dyed purple. He holds in his hand a sharp dagger and is preparing to sacrifice his young victim. Oh no. The picture was really? Was it really? Well, do we wish to watch the proceedings? I don't know, it's a bit morbid, isn't it? It's like Indiana Jones in Temple of Doom, where he's first watching the guy get, like, Calimard. And he could probably come in, but he watches the guy, Calimard, then goes down into, like, the lava pit. Or do we try and find a way out? Or we could rescue the young woman? It's not in the... are you talking about the... I thought the recent ones redid the artwork anyway. Like the Scholastic ones or whatever they are. I thought they had all, like, new artwork that everyone hates. I don't have any of those. I've got the complete Whiz Kids. I've got that set. I've got all of those, and then I've got a few green spines. I've got Blood of the Zombies. That was a consideration for this year. And then I've got a load of Lone Wolf. I've got some Middle Earth Quest ones. Got some Nightmare. Who remembers Nightmare? What a great TV show. Minnie Rusty's quite keen. I told her about that. And she's like, I want to watch that. I'm like, yeah, you should. It's great. It'll be frustrating as hell watching the kids make stupid decisions, but, you know. She won't get as frustrated as me. Anyway, let's put a bookmark here. And I don't think we should try and save her. I think we would be hopelessly outmatched. I kind of want to watch the proceedings to see what's happening, but we should probably try and escape. Let's watch. I'm curious. I'm curious, guys. The pitch increases as the onlookers join hands and circle the altar. The priest raises his knife into the air and lets out a frenzied scream as he brings it down. You force yourself to look away, and suddenly you notice another passageway leading off from the room. You look back at the gathering. They're all busy with the sacrifice, smearing the unfortunate victim's blood over themselves. You seize your opportunity and run for the passage. Test your luck. It's in all your green spines, but removed at one point. Oh. I think the most recent green spine I picked up on eBay. It was the Riddling Reaver. I haven't tried it yet, but it seemed a reasonable price, so I went for it. Oh, that's pretty lucky. Alright, we're lucky. Good. You tiptoe quietly along the wall towards the other passageway, keeping your eyes on the ceremony to make sure you are not noticed. You edge along until you reach the passage and nip smartly along it. You have escaped. At the end of the passage is a door which is unlocked. You open it. Whew, could have gone badly there, guys. The door opens into a small room which is pitch black. There seems to be no exit from the room, but you feel around the walls. Eventually, your hand touches a small button in one corner, and you press this. A panel in front of you slides aside and lets you out into a passageway. There are two doors opposite each other, one on the left and one on the right. There is no other way through. Well, we're going to have to pick the left door, aren't we? The door is not locked, but the shufflings and yelpings that you can hear inside suggest you ought to proceed with caution. Will you decide against entering and examine the passageway you're in? Or will you fling the door open wide and stride boldly in? Bookmark. We fling the door open wide. Oh! Oh no! More dogs. The smell from within the room catches you off balance and stops you dead in your tracks. The room itself is unexciting, with bare, rocky walls and floor, but strewn around the floor are the headless bodies of 5 goats. Standing over the goats, feeding ravenously on them, are 3 huge Great Danes. As you enter the room, they turn towards you, angry at having their meal interrupted. They can still eat. Don't mind me, lads. Their mouths curl back and they snarl. Arr. The nearest dog leaps towards you and you must fight. Alright. I will. We'll make short work of this woofer. Boom. Easy. Triumphant. If you defeat the dog, turn to 94. The 2 other Great Danes snarl and advance towards you. If I escape, am I escaping past them or back the way I came? Oh, no, fuck it, I'm fighting them. Fuck you, dogs. Alright, one more. This is easy, guys. This is easy. Too easy. Oh, that was close, though. That was close. Probably the closest we've come in a combat, isn't it? Ooh, God! They're rolling good, these dogs, aren't they? You think they probably wouldn't even pick up a dice in real life. Alright, we are triumphant. We defeated both of them. You step back from the battle, nurse your wounds, there were none, and look at the 8 dead bodies on the floor. You shake your head at the senseless waste of life. Searching around the room, all you find is a piece of tatty canvas that looks to have been painted with oils. Although it's hard to see what it could portray as one of the dogs. Looks to have chewed on it. There is a jug of water in one corner of the room. Presumably, this is drinking water for the dogs. Yeah, they just pour themselves a glass, do they? You take a swig and gain 2 stamina points. You decide to leave the room and explore the passageway. There seems to be no other way out of the passage. Even the panel through which you entered is now closed up. A bell push is set in the wall, and hoping that this will reveal some way out, you push it. I'm not sure this is going to end well for us, guys. The bell push does not open a hidden panel, nor reveal any other means of escape. As you touch it, a loud bell starts ringing throughout the house. You bury your head in your hands. In a few moments, you will be captured by the evil Earl of Drummer, his devil worshippers and servants, and this time, you will not escape. Oh, boo. When was our last bookmark? I think it was before we went into the dog room, wasn't it? Shall we go back there? We've got another half an hour. Have we not? Until we take a break. Yes, we've got another 30 minutes before we break, so we can carry on. I know so many. Joe, in the first one I did, Terror of the Ice Pirate, there were a couple of insta kills, but I like to think that they were clearly signposted that you were making a bad decision before you made it. But yeah, some of these ones, not so much. Right, use it. I'm going to examine the passageway I'm in. Oh no! This is the same... This leads to the same bit. Well, we have to go back even further. Right, back to... Oh no. Are we now stuck forever? Because if we try and find a way out, is it just going to lead us to the same bit? We're going to have to find out. Dead. Dead. Alright, let's go back. I think we're dead whatever happens now. Alright, so try and find a way out. Watch the proceedings. Test your luck. I guess if we're unlucky, we would die. Right. And then this leads to the... Oh, hang on. Here we go. Door to the right. Okay. We found a different... I've skipped through a lot of reading, but the door to the left would have taken us up the tunnel we went with the dogs. Guys, we never died. Can you believe it? Here we are. Carrying on from our initial playthrough where we've done no rewinding or bookmarks. What's a bookmark? I don't even know. You're talking a foreign language to me. Who's that? Asks a voice from behind the door. The door is unlocked, so you could walk in, but perhaps you don't want to be discovered just yet. Let's bookmark. Let's bookmark it. Open the door. Take a chance. Oh. Hello? Are you alright? What the fuck? Another goat's head? Collecting, am I? You open the door and cast your eyes over the room inside. The floor is dusty and the rocky walls are bare. A rough wooden table and chair are placed against one wall. Sitting at the table is a worried-looking man wearing a white robe. A goat's head mask lies on the table. Hello, he says nervously. All hail the master. I am ready to repent. How is the ceremony progressing? Is it my turn yet? Then he leans forward and whispers to you, I am not a poor man. Help me escape from this house, and you will be generously rewarded. I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say the same thing to you, mate. What do you make of all this? Tell him the truth. You tell him who you are, and you wish to escape from this house too, preferably destroying the Earl of Drummer's cult of terror on the way. The man begins to get quite excited. I'm so excited I'm choking. My name is Rafferty, he says. I have seen enough evil of this place and wish to wash it out of my life forever. Perhaps we can escape together. There's a secret trapdoor in the ceiling in this corner of the room. If you'll be so kind as to bend over... No. I see where this is going. He's going to bugger me, isn't he? No, thank you, sir. I will climb on your back, and when I'm through, I can haul you up. I suspect this character... I'd rather continue alone. You tell the man you have no wish to team up with him. The door is unlocked and he's free to go whenever he pleases. What will you try now? I'm gonna... No, because the door opposite was the dog door, wasn't it? I'm gonna find another way out. Oh, no. Oh, I can't... Right. Last bookmark. Right, go in. Tell him the truth. Suspect his character. Find it. Try the door opposite. No, that's the dog one again. Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright. Alright. Tell him the truth. I will help him. You bend down in the corner of the room to allow him to stand on your shoulders. Suddenly, a thought occurs to you. Why has Rafferty not escaped already by standing on the table? You turn around to ask him, just in time to see his fist slam into your chin. You slump to the floor and Rafferty smiles. Capturing you will gain him the master's favour once more. He has saved his own miserable hide, but you're about to be taken prisoner. You will spend the rest of your days beneath the House of Drummer until the master tires of you. Oh no. I think we might... Alright. Take a chance. Remain emotionless and let him continue. That's what we haven't done. Your cold stare frightens the man. I see you really are one of the master's loyal friends, he whimpers. I merely suggested that to make sure I was talking to an honourable person. I expect my time has come, has it? He looks at you pitifully and drops to his knees. Again, you merely glare at him silently. Suddenly he reacts. Before you can stop him, he's pulled a short dagger from his robe and with both hands has plunged it into his stomach. Well, at least it wasn't my stomach. You watch, horrified, as the man slumps to the floor, face downwards. Any knowledge that you could have gained from him has now been lost. You curse silently and leave the room. Okay, and now we're back here again. Right, so now the only option we've got is say the wrong door. Turn to 27. We've definitely come to a point where anywhere we go is going to lead us to death, guys. There's no bookmarking our way out of this. We'll have to go back so much further. I think our adventure ends here. So let's... Oh, I wish I hadn't gone that way. I think our adventure... So let's quit. How do I quit? There we go. We quit. Let's quit. That's it. We're done. We're dead. We still have about 20 minutes. So I'll tell you what, guys. Are you interested? Are you interested? Shall we read a bit of this? Would you like to? A little sneak peek. Maybe you can choose some options. We won't do any dice rolling because they're all over there somewhere. They're all over there somewhere. And you can let me know what you think. Give us some live feedbacks. We'll read you some of this. It's called Bound by Steel. And what does that mean? Well, we'll find out. We'll leave that. Just move that mouse out of my way. So, this is book part 1. It says, optimistic, we might write more. Part 1 of the Dark Tomes. That's what it says. It's by me. It's by me. Now, I did put a content advisory at the start because we're dealing with some pretty intense stuff. So it says this story explores intense themes and situations, including violence, loss, and the challenges of moral choices. While written with care and sensitivity, because it may evoke strong emotional reactions. Reader discretion is advised. Okay, so take that and do with it what you will. I'm going to start reading. You can mute it now or turn it off if you don't want to get involved in any of that. Right, we'll begin, shall we? I stood amidst a slaughterhouse. The snow-covered ground beneath my feet slick with the dark pools of blood that seemed to writhe and twist like living things in the pale light. My gaze drifted downward, drawn by the crimson rivulets dripping from my fingers, each drop falling like a tiny, bloody jewel onto the frozen earth. I blinked, struggling to recall the battle that brought me to this place. But it was a haze of blurred motion and screams, a chaos of steel and sweat that seemed to have left its mark on every inch of my skin. Around me lay more than a dozen bodies, their faces twisted in agony, as if death itself had been a cruel joke. I felt a shiver crawl up my spine as I took it all in. The death, the silence, the faint tang of iron that hung heavy in the air like a miasma of decay. And then, in the depths of my mind, I heard a whisper, soft and insidious, curling around my thoughts like a tendril of smoke. "This is what you were meant for," it whispered to me. And how long had you possessed the blade by then? I don't know. It felt like it had always been with me, a shadow at the edge of my thoughts. The listener leans forward, eyes narrowing. Can you recall the moment when the blade first came into your possession? How it seemed to change things? Your mouth goes suddenly dry. For a moment your mind gropes through the fog, flashes of shadow and steel, a cold touch. It had been a long war, with losses on both sides in the thousands. After so much death, it barely seemed like there was anything left worth fighting for. But a good soldier follows orders. And I did, again and again, until the ground was slick with blood and the acrid tang of burning wood and sweat hung heavy in my lungs. We'd been ambushed by the enemy. Yorin, my brother, had barely raised the alarm before his throat was cut. His blood sprayed warm across my face as he crumbled at my feet. I felt a part of myself die with him, but there was no time to mourn. I sprang into action, rallying the rest of the men as 100 enemy soldiers closed in around us. We fought well. I fought well. But when it was over, I was alone on the battlefield, surrounded by the bodies of my brothers. The ground was red and black, blood mixing with the churned mud, and the silence was so thick that it felt like it would swallow me whole. Our victory was as hollow as the empty field that stretched before me. And that's when I heard it, a whisper, sinuous and sly, wrapping around my thoughts like a lover's caress, promising strength and power if I would only listen. And did you listen? Well, we've got a choice here, guys. The first option, I did, you say, without a trace of pride. What else was left? I was alone, broken, and it promised me strength. And the other option is, I did not, you answer, your voice low. But the whisper lingered, gnawing at the edges of my mind, waiting for the day my strength would fail. So what do you think? We did listen? Okay, we turn to 34. We listened. 34. Boo, boo, boo. You listened well, Ard. I found the blade, half buried in the soil, glinting faintly in the dim light that filtered through the trees. At first glance it seemed like nothing more than an old sword, its hilt encrusted with dirt and tarnished by age. But as I reached down and brushed away the loose soil, I realised there was something strange about it, something that defied the wear and grime of the battlefield. The blade was dark, a deep, polished black that seemed to drink in the light rather than reflect it. Strange markings, runic symbols I didn't recognise, ran along its length, etched in silver that gleamed as if it were alive. The symbols twisted and coiled, so intricate that the longer I looked, the more it felt like they were shifting beneath my gaze, rearranging themselves into shapes just beyond the edge of comprehension. The hilt was wrapped in dark leather, worn smooth, and as I took hold of it, I felt an odd warmth beneath my fingers. Subtle, but unmistakable. The crossguard curved slightly, almost like outstretched wings, and where it met the blade was a single dark red gem set into the metal, so deep in colour it was almost black. It reminded me of a drop of blood, frozen in time. There was something unsettlingly beautiful about it, a craftsmanship that spoke of ages long past. Yet, as I held it, I felt a faint pulse, a rhythm that matched my own heartbeat. With the blade by my side, I felt free, my own man at last. There was nothing left to fight for, no lord to answer to, no war to die for. I set out to forge my own path, driven by a fierce hunger to reclaim what I'd lost. You hadn't yet begun to feel its corruption? The listener's voice, low and hypnotic. I don't think so. I still felt whole, as if I were myself, still in control of my choices. The blade's whispers were there, but faint. The listener tilts his head, a faint smirk playing on his lips. So, no corruption then. A clean slate. We're sure that didn't last long. No, sadly, it didn't. Tell me, where did you go next with your new sense of purpose, and that quiet shadow following you? I headed north. There was no reason to stay where I was, so I let fate guide my steps, hoping to leave the blood-soaked past behind me. After 2 days' march, I reached a forest just as storm clouds gathered overhead. I made a shelter as best I could, and as the thunder rolled in, I felt myself drifting into uneasy sleep. That's when I heard the sound. A twig snapping, too close. My eyes snapped open, and through the sheets of rain I saw dark shapes moving between the trees. A dozen marauders, closing in on me with axes gleaming. My hand went to the blade, and as I gripped its hilt, a dark thrill shot through me, filling me with strength I hadn't known before. It was intoxicating, sharp, hungry. A voice at the edge of my mind urged me to strike, to show no mercy, and in that moment I almost relished the thought of the bloodshed to come. Did you listen to the voice this time? Or perhaps you had enough willpower to resist it? I still felt that my will was my own. The listener's lips curve into a slight smirk. On a scale of 1 to 10? 10, you reply firmly. I knew I could hold my own against those thugs. But the blade, it whispered to me, promised it could make it all so effortless if only I'd let it take control. Just one moment of surrender, it said, and there'd be no more trouble than flies. The listener's eyes glint with something unreadable. And what did you do? Did he stand his ground, or did he let the blade take charge? I mean, well, what do you think? You already picked one, Jolly. You want to pick another one? I mean, this guy, he's confident in his own abilities. He can hold his own. But the blade's offering him a chance to make it easy. Hot knife through butter. Hot blade through marauder. Who knows? I'm going to have some squash while you ponder on that. Stand his ground. Alright. I stood my ground. Turn to 11. You resisted the blade's call. Yes, but it drained me. I could feel my strength fraying. The listener's gaze sharpens, almost predatory. So, that unbreakable will of yours had taken a hit. If you had 10 degrees of resolve before, maybe now only 9 remained. So this is introducing the concept of your willpower. You had 10, you resisted the call of the blade, which spent 1 of your willpower, so now you've got 9 of your 10 willpower. See what we did there? You didn't have to read that in the rules, it's just all in the conversation. It's strange. I fought it off, but I could feel the difference, like a weight pressing down on me. A piece of myself chipped away, and a piece of my willpower was chipped every time I chose to stand my ground. But you remained uncorrupted, still clean for the moment. Tell me now how you dealt with the marauders. So you remove 1 from your willpower, and you turn to 43. I felt strong, well rested, unscathed, at full health. The listener raises an eyebrow. Another perfect 10 then? Yes, no wounds, no weakness, but I was surrounded, attacked from all sides. The listener, a slight man with a narrow frame, gives you a curious look. How was it possible that you could fend off so many at once? I had no choice but to face them one by one, dispatch one enemy, move on to the next. That's the only way to survive when you're outnumbered. The listener leans forward, intrigued. I've never seen battle. I imagine it takes a great deal of skill to prevail. Some, but just as much of it comes down to luck. Luck, he repeats, a glint of curiosity in his eye. You mean to say you left your fate to chance, like a roll of the dice? Well, that's one way to think of it. Each clash of blades is like the roll of the dice. Both of us try to read the other's move, both hoping to strike first. In that moment, it's as if each of us rolls a die. That's written in capitals, by the way, just so you know how to play the game. We each take a chance, and whoever's stronger or faster, they land the blow. And when one lands a blow, the listener prompts, a wound. Just one, a single cut, a single strike. In the chaos of combat, that's all it takes. The listener nods slowly, as if savouring the explanation. A unique way to describe the brutality of single combat. Yes, but perhaps it helps someone like you to understand. So, the battle began. You were surrounded. Yes, you pause, remembering the moment. A large man, no, a beast of a man, came barreling towards me. His arms were thick as tree trunks, his braided beard swinging with every step. He raised his axe, the blade bigger than my head, high above him. I thought I was quicker, thought I was stronger, but I was wrong. You sustained a wound? You shake your head. Worse. The axe came down hard, splitting my skull. The listener's eyes widen. No man could survive that. I didn't. I died, instantly. The listener stares, clearly unsettled. And yet, here you are, breathing, speaking. Did the blade stay your death? No, it didn't stay it. I felt myself die, felt the darkness take me. But then, the blade brought me back. My wounds closed over, my strength returned, and I opened my eyes once more. The listener leans back, watching you with wary fascination. So for you, death was not the end, not truly. A pause. How many times have you died on this journey? You swallow, feeling a chill creep over you. At this stage, that was the first. But I feared even then, it wouldn't be the last. And the resurrection, it corrupted you, didn't it? Yes, each death and resurrection added another dark mark to my soul. So we'd add 1 death and 1 corruption to our character here, and turn to 4. I wonder, perhaps if you'd been stronger, exerted some willpower, you might have stopped your corruption growing in that moment. So, you were resurrected, ready to fight once more. Yes, you nod, the memory settling over you like a chill. Though I had died, I returned with every wound healed, my health restored. It was as if death itself had purged my body, leaving me fresh and whole. I gripped the blade, feeling its power flow through me, and prepared to strike at the bastard who just killed me. The listener's eyes gleam with fascination. And your enemy, he was strong, wasn't he? A beast of a man, you said? Yes, he was no ordinary opponent, you reply, jaw-tightening. I could tell it would take at least a dozen solid strikes to bring him down. The listener raises an eyebrow, considering you carefully. A dozen strikes, that would be a grueling battle, and every hit would wear you down. He pauses, a calculating glint in his eye. I wonder, did the blade whisper to you then? Did it offer you another way? You feel the memory stirring, dark and seductive. Yes, you admit quietly. It told me that if I let it in, just a little deeper, it could grant me the strength to cut deeper, strike harder with that swing, but I knew there would be a cost. The listener's smile widens, almost approving. Ah, yes, a sliver of yourself willingly given, one step closer to corruption, one step closer to power. You clench the blade's hilt, feeling a pulse of dark energy resonate through it. Yes, I knew that each time I gave in, I'd lose a part of myself to corruption. But in the heat of battle, when death was on the line, sometimes it felt worth it, as if my roll of the die were increased. Increased? How so? My blows struck twice as hard, twice as fiercely. The blade gave me immense power. The listener nods slowly, as if savouring the thought. So, even death is but a delay for you, and in the moments before you strike, you can make the blade your ally, if you're willing to pay the price. You meet his gaze, your voice low. Exactly. The listener leans back, satisfied. Then tell me, what happened next? So after this, you resolve the battle with the Axeman, and then, depending on how many times you die, you turn to one or other pages. So we'll say that we died a few times. He had 12 health, after all, so we may well have died a few times. So I may have needed to be resurrected once more, but I bested my foe in the end. We'll turn to 66. Well done, thank you. It was easy, that combat. He was a hardy foe and skilled with an axe. Each swing carried enough force to break a lesser man. Despite him felling me more than once, the blade brought me back time after time, and with each resurrection I grew sharper, while he grew angrier. Anger can make a man unpredictable, dangerous. True, you concede, gripping the hilt of your blade as if recalling the weight of it in your hand. But anger also clouds judgment. He stopped thinking, stopped planning, his strikes became wild, and I was able to exploit his rage. I found an opening, and drove my blade into his heart. The listener leans forward, his voice soft. And after you defeated him, what then? I suppose the others didn't simply stand by and watch. So the choice is, I gave them the chance to flee, or I cut them all down. So giving them the chance to flee would cost you willpower, because you're resisting the power of the blade here. Cutting them all down was obviously giving in to the blade a bit, I suppose. So we'll do that. They came for me, one after another. I'd barely had time to pull my blade free from his chest before the next was upon me. Their eyes weren't filled with fear, but fury. They didn't want to avenge him. They wanted to prove they were stronger than him, that they wouldn't fail where he did. And after this, we fight a Marauder Warrior, a Marauder Archer, and a Marauder Berserker. We keep track of our corruption and our death, and once we've resolved it, it's not like if you win, go here, if you lose, go here. You just resolve it. We're just keeping track of our deaths and our corruption level. So once we resolve, we turn to 42. So, the listener begins, you had witnessed the blade's power, and your own. You followed no lord, no cause, and a free man, albeit bound to the blade. Where did you go next? You pause, the weight of the question settling over you. I wandered, you say finally. There was nothing left for me where I'd been. No home, no ties, no reason to stay. I thought perhaps the road might offer answers, or at least purpose. The listener leans forward, intrigued. You had no plan? No destination? None, you admit. I let my feet carry me wherever they willed, but the blade, it seemed to pull me, guiding me forward, though I didn't know yet where. It was as though it hungered for something. Not just blood, but something deeper, and I wasn't sure if I was the one carrying the blade, or if it was carrying me. If your corruption is 5 or more, it probably is at this point, we'll turn to 64. Otherwise, we turn to 61. Because now it's leading us to a path that we might not necessarily have chosen. If we've taken if we had a lot of deaths and we've been resurrected, or if we used the power of the blade to make combat easier, that corruption can quickly climb up to big numbers. I continued through the forest, not knowing any destination. The foliage was dense, the air heavy with damp and decay. Ahead of me I saw something dark, too dark. At first I thought it was more marauders. Marauders? No, but it wasn't? The listener asks, leaning forward. No, you pause, your voice lowering. I don't know what it was. A spirit, perhaps. It was black, not like a shadow, but as if it swallowed all the light around it. No shine touched it, no escape for the light within. The listener's eyes narrow. And it spoke to you. Yes, in my head, you reply, the memory still vivid. Its voice wasn't like the blade's whispers. It was clearer, heavier. It told me the woods were dangerous, that men far greater than me had been lost to its foul denizens. Did you believe the spirit? I wasn't sure, you shake your head, as if trying to clear the memory. But before I could decide, I heard another voice, the blade, whispering to me again. The listener's brow furrows. The blade agreed with the spirit? You nod slowly. It was deafening. The two voices echoing inside my skull. The spirit said it could guide me safely through the forest, but only in exchange for a sacrifice. A sacrifice? The listener's voice is sharp, filled with suspicion. Yes, you say, gripping the hilt of the blade at your side. The blade whispered that I should accept. It wanted what the spirit wanted. They were in agreement for the first time. The listener leans closer, his voice a low murmur. What sort of sacrifice? You hesitate, your tone darkening. The spirit told me that I would need to surrender more of myself to the blade, to let it in deeper, to give it more control. The listener's lips press into a thin line. Yet you'd already given the blade so much. The blade always took more than it gave, you reply grimly, and it was not always my choice. The listener studies you intently, his expression unreadable. So what did you do? I made the sacrifice. That's one option. Or I was confident in my ability. I thought I could make it through the forest alone. So, well, we've got 3 minutes till the next break. So let's say he made the sacrifice. This guy's already given a lot of himself up to the blade right now. How are you enjoying it so far? Obviously, we're flying through it. All right. Just had a message from Paragraph. Well, 25 minutes ago we had a message from Paragraph. But yes, how are you enjoying it so far? You loving it? All good. We'll say he made the sacrifice. Obviously, you know, it would take a bit longer because you'd be doing the combats and keeping track of stuff. Right, we'll get to this next section and then we'll have to take our break. I'd already had a taste of its power and I wanted more, you admit, your voice low. For a moment, I felt cold. Cold as ice. It wasn't just pain. It was something deeper. As though the blade was carving into my very soul. The agony was like nothing I'd ever known. You pause, your jaw tightening, and then, in an instant, it was gone. The spirit spoke again, telling me I would have safe passage through the forest. True to its word, it set me on the path to the other side. The listener's gaze sharpened. You encountered no danger? None, you reply, but I could feel the presence of other beings. Things watching from the shadows. I sensed them all around me. They didn't approach, didn't make themselves known. Perhaps they could sense something too. And what was that? The listener presses. You meet his gaze, your voice steady. That I was the danger. The listener leans back slightly, his expression unreadable. And what was on the other side of the forest? A village, you say, the memory returning vividly. Small, no more than a dozen houses scattered around a muddy square. But there was a commotion, something stirring. As I emerged from the woods, people turned to me, their faces full of fear and hope. It was as though I had stepped into the answer to a prayer I had never heard. You pause, your voice softening. A woman ran to me, clutching a child in her arms. Her face was streaked with tears, and the child was plague-ridden. Its small body trembling with fever, she fell to her knees before me, begging for my help. The listener's eyes narrow. And what did you do? And the two options here, before our break, I did what was needed, or I did what was right. That's all you're getting. There's the cliffhanger. We're going on a break now, guys. We'll be back in 10 minutes. And hopefully Pearcraft will be here on time. He's had a busy day at work, but he's on his way. Hopefully. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks very much. Before I leave you guys, we chat a lot of shit here. And we tend to make up a lot of conversations with people in video games. So here's a little compilation of all the made-up conversations and bullshit that we've been chatting about, followed by some videos from SpecialEffect. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. Hope to see you then. There's a toilet, right here. It's not even in a separate room. You'd be sitting here, just looking at nature, looking at all these stuffed animals while you're taking a dump. while somebody's on the sofa as well. Like, you got guests over, you're like, oh, excuse me, I really needed to just shit out a poo, yeah? And then you'll come and sit down here, and then they'll be like, yeah, how's it going? How's the job? Oh, yeah, job's going fine. I've been busy abducting people, you know how it is. And they're like, oh, yeah. And nobody's saying, but they can all smell it. Of course they can smell it. I mean, you've seen the shit these people are eating. Mate, I'm trying to... As soon as I got the hat, it's gone. Why can't I have nice things? See, this is why nobody likes the Empire. You know, you can go out and buy yourself a hat to feel good about yourself. You've had a bad day at work or a long week, or, you know, bitches be stressing you out, and you just do something nice for yourself and they come along and they shoot you. You know, that's why there's a Rebel Alliance, because of shit like that. That'd put you off, wouldn't it? If you were, like, doing it outdoors, you've gone camping with your partner. Oh, this guy wants a tree. And then, you know, it's quiet, it's romantic. You can hear, like, the crickets chirping. Chirp, 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 chirp. I mean, is that what crickets sound? That's what crickets sound like in this fantasy, right? You can hear the crickets chirping, right? And then you're getting down to it, and then all of a sudden, a giant shows up, and he's like, "Don't mind me, just watching." Maybe he's having a bit of a tug. I mean, famous doggers, giants are. The madman built his reputation by showing no mercy for those who stood in his way. At least she's like, "No, please show mercy." And he's like, "No!" It's a game we're going to win because there's something we've got that spiders don't have. And that's arrows. Can you imagine spiders with bow and arrows coming into your house? They're setting up their webs, but not only are they setting up webs, they're setting up like battlements and stuff. And then they're shooting at you. And they use like their web to make the bows and stuff. So, what did you do with your day today? Oh, Joe, I tuned in to watch a guy on the internet make a load of worms have sex. Oh man, I'm so jealous. Yeah, you should be.
We're raising money for mine today. Do you know them? Oh, yes. They are a wonderful charity, Tom. Very, very good work you're doing there. Here, people are wondering why you like to spread STDs around the world. Well, everybody needs a hobby. Because a lip. Gondor calls for aid. Gondor can go f*** themselves, said Theoden.
Did you smell that? Did you smell that? Claire, oh, disgusting. Yeah, smell it, Leon. Smell it. My fragrance. No, Claire. It's disgusting. Why don't you wash that thing? I don't want to wash it. Oh, Claire, you filth. She's filth. Somebody pissed in that well, and he's like, dude, I've got to get fresh water. I've got fresh water to wash my clothes. Now they're going to smell like piss. He's like, mate, I needed to piss. I'll piss wherever the f*** I want. What gives you the right to piss in this well? I don't know, your mum. Your mum, mate. Snowman. Elsa, do you want to build it? No. Off. Are you taking me to my sister? No, I'm trafficking you. What? You're not supposed to tell us that. You're not supposed to tell us that. You're just supposed to offer us sweets to get into your van. What if I fall into the bog of eternal stench? Well, you're gonna smell as bad as your mother does, son. Oh, that's a horrible thing to say. It's true, though. It's true. You've never been down there. What? Down where? You can't have that conversation with your kids. Come on. Dad! Don't leave me! He's breaking it on purpose! He's like, you were never my son. Your mum cheated on me with Duplo blocks. I'm leaving. Son, come and look at this turd I did. Dad, it's massive. I can see it from here. No. You've got to get up close. You've got to experience this turd, son. Oh, Dad, I wish I went hiking with Mum. But they're on their first date. They've come out to the Apple restaurant. The one on the left, she was like, no, I'm not hungry. I'll just have water. And he's like, well, I'm still eating. He's had a whole apple at the back there. He started on a second one. That's why he's so big. That's why he's such a chonky pine cone. Dad, how high is this mountain? I think I'm too young for such treacherous terrain. Yes, son, that's the idea. We can't afford you anymore, so I'm hoping you fall to your death. No, Dad. Look at the way they're all looking at me now. Like, are you happy, Daddy? Are you proud of me? No. I could never be proud of a carrot. I would never call a carrot my son. Your mum's a swinger. She hasn't told you. I'm sorry that I'm the one that has to break it to you. But she goes to these parties. Car keys go in a bowl. That's how you pair up. Yeah? The men put their keys in a bowl. The women do a little bit of a lucky dip. Whose key's this? That's mine. Looks like you're the one I'm f***ing then. Boom. But look at the desperation in its eyes. Please, I gave you what you want. Not yet, you didn't. Near extinction, bang, 100% extinct. No, what a terrible business strategy. I don't want to work for a company that promotes these values. Too late. You're stuck here, Stanley. You say bye half a dozen times. 5 minutes gone. Like, I've been sat on the toilet talking to her this whole time. I really need to wipe my arse now. But she's going to know now if I put it on speakerphone, because it'll sound really echoey, even more so. What's that sound? Just wiping my arse. What? Wiping my bottom, sorry. The one in the middle, he's been causing trouble around town. So these little ones, they've rounded them all up. It's a good old pinecone lynch mob. That's what this is. You'll have to suck out the poison, Abby. No, Uncle Marcus. No, not again. You've been poisoned at least a dozen times. I've really been poisoned this time, I swear. I swear, the snake, it bit me right on the dick.
Hi, I'm Joe, and I've got ataxia telangiectasia.
So Joe's condition means that he experiences tremors and reduced mobility, and in Joe's case, particularly in his left arm. So that makes accessing a standard Xbox controller really difficult. So the main problems that Joe was having is with the left side and the left joystick. So we kind of thought that because of his tremors, what would work really well for him would be a bigger joystick, because it should kind of work with his movements a little bit better. So we started just by putting that on the tray. But what we found was for Joe to kind of bring his arm up onto the joystick, it was actually activating his tremors more. So we kind of thought that actually maybe what we need to do is keep his left arm a little bit more relaxed, enabling Joe to have his arm straight down by his side, which is why we mounted a joystick onto his wheelchair so he could keep his arm straight and more relaxed. And with the joystick in that position, he was actually able to get really good control with it. He needed a bit of help then with accessing the left trigger and left bumper. So what we did was we positioned a buddy button for the left trigger, again, down by the left side, which he could just tap with his left arm. And then for the left bumper, we just used a little ultralight switch, which we popped on the tray on the right side, that he could use his little right finger just to tap. Well, it was really effective for him because basically he went essentially having access to the entire left side of the controller.
Just escapism. It's everything that I want to do, but I can't in real life.
I'm basically in constant contact with him, and if his condition progresses or his game choices change, then we'll work with him and tweak his setup as he needs it.
Don't be afraid to ask for help. There's people out.